And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to continuing coverage of the 2024 11thframe.com Open B-Squad qualifying game 1 of 6 here for you, here from the Diamond Joe Casino, Cherry Lanes inside here in Dubuque, Iowa. My name is Mike Flanagan on Inside Bowling, and I'm glad you're here with us today for our 6 games on the fresh on this 37 feet in length bowling pattern. That scores weren't too bad earlier today. We'll pop them up here in just a second. It's a full field. 3 squads today. We had one at 9 this morning. We got one started here just after 1:30. We'll have another one coming up about 5:30 this evening. 156 players in all, 52 per squad. We're going to take 48 to tomorrow morning's round 2, which will be 12 games, bowling 1 game on every pair across the bowling center, where the format is actually called the Flanagan format because I invented it about 10 years ago. It's when each bowler in the field bowls a game, and whoever's the highest game gets 48 bonus pins. The lowest game in the field gets 1 bonus pin. And that goes on for 12 games, and we'll cut to our stepladder at around 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have for you right here on Inside Bowling. It'll be a 5-person stepladder. This event is part of the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. You can find out more about their events at giba-bowling.com. I want to thank our sponsors that made this one possible. Starts with the Diamond Joe and Cherry Lanes, donating all the lineage from this weekend. All the proceeds, all the money that goes in from the entry fees go directly into the prize fund. So thank you to Bob Hochran and his entire staff and everyone here at the Diamond Joe Casino and Cherry Lanes here inside. Our bowling ball sponsor is Ebonite. If you're looking for a new bowling ball, make sure you check out the brands of Brunswick and the Ebonite brand in particular. Also want to thank Dubuque Regional Sports Commission and IAMBowling. If you want to save 25% off jerseys and the things that they offer over at IAMBowling.com, you can use the coupon code GIBA. It saves you 25% all throughout the year. Also want to thank our friend Brandon Steen from the Steen team at Stride Bank Structure Real Estate. Also Jeff Riggles at the 11thframe.com also sponsors the event and puts the event on. And, of course, our friends over at Quick Trip and Quick Star. Make sure you subscribe to the 11thframe.com. Find out about all the great news going on in the bowling world that Jeff puts out for everybody. Here on our live stream to get things started, here on lanes 13 and 14, 15 and 16, we've got Billy Hibbert bowling with Dakota Solanka, Dan Mazzaro, and the Brad Miller. Right next door we got Dave Jones, Raiden Nakagawa, William Jones, and William Young. Bottom right side of your screen is lanes 9 through 12. And over on 9 through 12, we had Andrew Blaney, Mackenzie Yulian, Doug Farley, and Jackson Satterley. Other players bowling here is Lucas Finley, Robert Vader, Jace Goodell, Carson Reed, Jennifer Marmon, Brendan Sramick, Kyle Rosenberg, and Tyler Torno. We also have Tommy Burns, Zach Grime, Max Hunter, Kevin Magnuson, Johnny Davis, Brandon Mooney, Logan Williams, Emma Wren, Sarah Smith, Mike Yaw, Patrick Hovda, Justin Stewart, Dave Dentlinger, Troy Fuller, Darren Bloomquist, Brian Tippett, Brody Green, Brooke Green, Mike Kickmull, Jerry Marr, Zach Andreessen, Brady Gustafson, Lucas Hersrud, Dawson Peterson, Ryan Powers, Brady Stearns, Zach Joyner, and Dwayne Kiltz. That's who we have here for you on the B Squad. A little more housekeeping I have here for you today is we have a link that I'm going to post into the chat room right now that will show you all of your standings and all the information you want to know about this event. And that is now pinned to the top of the chat room. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores and who did the best off of A Squad earlier today. We'll do that after Brad Miller throws this shot here. Once again, my name is Mike Flanagan. I welcome you into our broadcast here. If you're just tuning in, B Squad qualifying game 1 of 6. But a lot of urethane going to go down the lane. We see Brad in a pitch black. Brad Miller bowling unbelievable right now. All right, here we go. Brian Thompson, your tournament leader, finished at plus 235. Cameron Crow got up to second at plus 177. Kyle Kroll sits third at plus 152. Fourth is Adam Morse at 151, and Chad Moss comes in fifth at plus 148. My eyes moved to 16th place, and the reason why it moves to 16th is because if we're taking 48 to tomorrow and 16 made it off of each squad, although it is all squads combined total, and it's not 16 off of each squad, I just want to reiterate that, is right now we're pacing the number to be at plus 93. Now, I believe the strength of the squads this morning, we had a pretty strong squad out there, so I kind of like that number somewhere around 79 where we see Dave Barres there. I think 79 is a safe number at this point. We'll see how it plays out by the end of the day. But if you want to check and see how your favorite player did this morning, it's available on the link that I mentioned pinned at the top of the chat. Running about 15, 20 minutes behind here today. It's a demanding condition. 6 games. Takes longer than a little over 3 hours to bowl. So again, our squad coming up tonight will be around 5:30. Coverage should conclude tonight somewhere around 9 p.m. and we'll be back 12 hours later at 9 a.m. for our round number 2 tomorrow morning. Want to say hello to our friends in the chat room. Patrick Irving. We got a little Mike Locke in there. Brian Bloomquist, Mike Hammond. How are you guys all doing? Great to have you involved in the program here today. Please let me know where you're watching from, wherever it may be in this great planet that we live on, which is called Earth. I can no longer say where you're watching in America because we do have folks that watch from overseas and far beyond on the other side of the world. And we are happy to have all of you watching here stateside or abroad. I'll be joined by Eric Littig here, coming up here in game number 2. I know everybody really enjoys to have Eric in the booth, and he knows a lot of the local bowlers. His St. Ambrose squad had a pretty nice morning, but we'll talk about that more later when Eric joins me. Here is Brad Miller now on the approach. Standing a little bit further left than I thought that he would. He's playing just kind of right up between the first and second arrows. And that one jumps high on him. I'm going to invert our stream, switcheroo here. Take a look at the scores over here on lanes 9 through 12. Andrew Blaney. Seen him plenty of times on the live streams here. Great young talent there bowling on lane 9. Tommy Barnwell bowling on lane 11 currently. We got Steve Taylor out there. Steve Taylor's got a bum hip. It's amazing he can even go up there and knock pins down. I saw him last night walking around downstairs. He is struggling. He's not doing real well. He's in some discomfort for sure, but yet he's still out here to bowl. Strike, spare, strike, looking for a double. Steve Taylor, he's the definition of a warrior. Great player. Take a look and see how Taylor's playing the lanes here. Right up at him. Doesn't do a whole lot to the ball. Kind of dumping it up there, but does not get the 7 out. We'll bounce out of here and back over to here. There's Brad Miller. Got that one out to the right. Fed that one nicely. You can just tell a big difference between that shot and the last one. Really projected it down the lane to the spot. Goes through the pins with no problem. Splits the 8 and the 9, which is textbook what you're looking for. Dave Jones. Nice shot there from Dave. Got Motown in the house, a little Eugene, Oregon. Franco, what up? Milwaukee Brewers. We got Hotlanta represented here today. Little Michigan, Nottingham, England represented today as well in the chat room. Yeah, Steve's dealing with a foot issue as well. They're saying here in the chat. Tony's letting me know that. Yeah, he's banged up. I mean, this guy is just, it's a wonder he's even out there competing, but he's a warrior, as I mentioned. Jay wants to know what's the format for this tournament. Well, we've got 6 games of qualifying across 3 squads. 48 make it back to tomorrow. Everybody bowls 12 games each game. The high game gets 48 bonus pins. The low game gets 1 bonus pin. After we get done with all those pins carrying over, we'll have a top 5 step ladder about 3 o'clock tomorrow. Brad not projecting the ball down the lane. That one there he cut off early. Did not get through that one good. Yes, guys, the bald eagle is here. That is Brad Miller. What up, Anchorage, Alaska? How you doing, Joey? Great to have you with us. It always amazes me where our viewers come from, all over the place. I love y'all, no matter where you're at. Let's see if Brad gets through this one good. I may have went down and whispered something in his ear. You need to do this. Don't do that. I told him, I said, dude, you just got to project the ball down the lane, Brad. That's it. And it's money. Money in the bank. You know, I was going to go look at our subscribers. How are we looking on the subscriber counts here, guys? This channel sits at 88,932 subscribers. We are 1,068 away from 90,000 subscribers. How in the hell do we as a group this weekend get this YouTube channel to 90,000 subs? 1,068. Like, how do I get 1,068 subscribers this weekend? Like, What would I have to do to make that happen? Like, I don't even know what to do at this point. But I need 1,000 subscribers this weekend. So let's try to figure that out. If you guys got any ideas, let me know. I could see if Tom Hanks wants to come get in the booth. You guys do know Tom Hanks watches Inside Bowling, right? That's one option. Maybe I'll try that. Oh, I got my friends checking in. I think I should start a book club. I think that's a great idea. That is a tremendous idea. That's a good idea. You know what I could do? I could do something really mean. Like, I could just have food delivered here, and I could sit up here in the booth and just eat food with my mic on and not show any bowling until we get to 90,000 subscribers. So, like, no bowling. I just sit right here and eat the entire time. You guys like that idea? Let's see if Brad follows through. He was even in on that one. Doesn't even matter where he hits the arrows if he gets through it good. You don't even have to hit the same spot on the lane if you follow through.
That was way left.
Yeah, you were way left on that one. It's all about just having it not read in the front half of the lane. You just got to just fire. I mean, still get your good hand on it, but you just got to fire that thing down the lane. Oh, they're hooking, yeah. You're good now. It's just doing. I know when you short arm it.
I drove in this morning. Just not like.
Yeah, you've been bowling so good though. You're like probably the hottest bowler coming in. Honestly, like you're throwing it so good. But I just watched you throw like 4 shots, and I'm like, the ones that went high, you just stopped your follow through. Brad coming up, sitting down. Maybe he'll join us for C Squad as a thank you to the tip. You watch these guys bowl long enough, and you just kind of know what they do. You know, when there's something off. You've seen them bowl so much; it's just easy to tell from my vantage point. I'm getting my A, B, C, D's getting filled out right now. Got my school teacher over here showing me the path on how to get good grades. Bradley's a little weak 7. Let's see. Sherman's not bowling. I was just trying to see if Logan Williams was on, but he's not, so I'm going to go fishing. Okay, Joey, enjoy your fishing. Catch a bunch of bass or something. Let's see. What's the pattern they are bowling on? It's 37 feet in length. It's a Brunswick chart. I mean, guys, I'm just going to admit I'm great at everything, but this Brunswick chart thing, I really struggle with trying to present that to you guys in such a way that you can understand. It's 1.5 to 1. It's asymmetric. It's 37 feet in length. And what was the volume again? It's like 26 mils or something. Oh, I don't even know where to move my eyes to find that. 24.62 mils. Okay, there's your pattern. Dakota Solanka, though, right now is bowling well. Open spare, 6-bagger. Also, Jackson Satterley is bowling well. Zach Andreessen has the front 9 over on lane 27. I'm getting an update here in the booth. Thanks, Jazz, on the advice for Brad. Let's see, 20 bucks will get it done just like downtown. Yeah. Mike should do a recording of the Elton John song, I'm Still Standing, but call it 9-pin standing. That's a good idea. Giving away free stuff always gets more people to subscribe. Yeah, that's true. ASMR bowling stream. Not saying I don't like hearing you talk. Not bad. Yeah. Planny's tip of the week brought to you by... Sheesh, they want to make it complicated there, don't they? Yeah, they do. Avril Lavigne sang it best. Why you gotta go and make things so complicated? Brad's hitting a little carry down at the end of the pattern right now. He just needs to move his feet a little right and still project the ball down the lane. Something like that. That didn't sound very good. But hey, why talk about Brad when you got Dakota Solanka right here? Dakota Solanka and the Chocolate Factory. Boom. Boom, baby. Yes, Daddy, give me more. The old 78, the old IQ 78, getting her done. We saw that in game 1 earlier this morning, too. 279 out of the get-go. 279 by Jacob Bedard on that same pair. Again, Eric Liddick's going to join me in game 2. And he's going to give us so much information. He's going to make me look like I have no idea what I'm doing here, that I know nothing about any of the bowlers. He's going to basically just beat me into oblivion. He's going to make me feel like a noob. That's why I like bringing him in. Smarter people than me, right? We all know I'm not a very smart man, but I do know what bowling is. All right, look at that. Nice shot. Brad's going to probably need to move his feet right. All right, Eric has confirmed he will be here. The oil distributor does distribute the oil evenly across the lane. It is amazing where the technology has come. Andrew Blaney looking at 203. That was his first shot in the 10th, bottom right of your screen. Let's give this group a bit of a look here real quick before Brad bowls. Look at these scores. You gotta love that. Letter D on 9 and 10. That is Jackson Satterley. Now we head back over to the Bald Eagle. See Steve Taylor there. Best Steve can bowl is 183. That was his first shot in a 10th. Then Brad misses the 10 pin. Yikes. Well, we wish Brad all the best moving forward in the event. Little 9 pin here. It's not fair. Dakota Solanka, 248 if he strikes on this ball. Good luck to those that didn't bowl as well in game number 1. Tommy Barnwell can bowl 173 here. Travis Anderson had a nice 237. Craig Keith had 222. Excuse me, Barnwell can bowl 223. It was Steve Taylor with 173. We had 246 for Jackson Satterley. Notable scores here as we finish up game number 1. If anybody's watching Hard Knocks, the Bears training camp stuff, they got this quarterback, this dude with long blonde hair, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. I'll see it in just a second. But he's number 17. He's playing right now. They have it on the screen here. It's 17-3 Bears here in this preseason game against the Bengals. And he just completed like a 35-yard pass to Dante Pettis. And he's like going nuts. He's so happy. He's just trying to get that backup job from Caleb Williams. Kind of cool to see these position battles. You don't want to ask me. I think it's skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, but I wasn't paying that close of attention. You don't want to ask me, guys. They're asking me about the skip procedure. Like, you know, I know what I'm doing up here, and I should have all the information for the tournament at my disposal. How dare them? How dare them think that ever about me? I think it's skip 1, skip 2, isn't it? I know somebody else probably heard the announcement. Touchdown pass to, who did he just throw it to? Caleb Williams is all pumped up, though. Tell you what, the Bears are having some fun here. When you watch that Hard Knocks show, it's really hard not to like these teams. There's so many great people playing in these things. Oh, man, what a beautifully thrown ball, too. Wow. I know I'm commentating about something you can't see, but pretty neat. I highly suggest watching Hard Knocks. 24-3 Bears right now. Putting a little whooping on the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Preseason doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, but pretty cool. What's up, sir? How you doing, Brendan? What's that? Oh, thanks, man. Brendan Ceramic, one of my favorite people, came by just to let me know he likes all the videos I'm doing. I'm putting out YouTube videos reviewing bowling balls. Check those out here on this channel, everybody. I've been getting a lot of compliments about them, but I'm only getting a couple thousand views. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I need to join the tour and win a title, and then people start taking me seriously. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure something out. I don't know what to do. I really don't. But anyway, that's besides the point. Who cares about any of that? We've got, as I mentioned earlier, guys, I've got my guest here who's going to come in and join me now. Eric Littig. He's going to make me sound dumb like I don't know anything about any of these bowlers because he knows all of them. He knows all of them. Hi, Eric.
How are you, Mike?
I'm wonderful. It's great to have you back in here, my friend.
Appreciate being here with you, Mike.
Let me help you out a little bit here. Move that just a little bit closer.
See what I mean? I'm a
Move
rookie
that
at this
just a little bit closer. Still, you just bend
up here.
it. Yep,
there we go.
That's perfect. Yep. I got a new soundboard coming. Didn't make it in time. It's a little bit louder than this one. So this one here, we got to have the mics a little bit closer.
This thing you're talking about right here?
Yeah, that's my old one. It's about to be sold on eBay at a discount price. We're moving into the what is it? 21st century are we in now?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to move into the 21st century and get a new soundboard. So here we go. We got 13 and 14, 15 and 16 right up in front of us here, which looks like a little Brendan Ceramic action. That's what he was doing. He was trying to butter me up before he comes over to this pair.
So you didn't say anything bad about it?
Yeah, yep. I've known that many different times.
We would never do that anyway.
Jennifer Marmon with Brendan and Kyle Rosenberg, Tyler Tornow. And then next door over to the left, we've got Jace Goodell, Carson Reed, Robert Vader, and Lucas Finley. Mm-hmm. And then bottom right of your screen, if I'm seeing that properly, actually we've got some of those players there. I think I went backwards.
This is Kyle Rosenberg here.
Yeah, there you go. We got the Blaney pair here as well. Mackenzie Yulin, Doug Farley, Jackson Satterley, Craig Keith, Tommy Barnwell, Steve Taylor, Travis Anderson. So, well, we saw a lot of these folks here in game one. So I'm gonna do a little invert here where we just do the same thing but switch it up. So Eric, how are you? Good?
Yep, I am.
You got a collegiate season will be coming up. It's almost here, isn't it?
Yeah, we start tryouts on Monday.
Yikes.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we had golf tryouts this past week, and bowling. We start bowling tryouts on actually Tuesday. Yep. Some schools have already had their tryouts, or have had part of them, and yeah. Every school is different. Yeah, it's hard to believe here we are at this tournament again, every 52 weeks, but I think I missed the first one, but I think I've been to every one since then. Of the 11th frame.
And that's the only one I've been at.
Yeah, that's right. We're used to having you at the Ebonites, but yeah, you're right. I remember Craig used to do this.
Yep.
Craig did it several years.
Yeah, I did it the first year, and Inside Bowling actually ran the event.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Kim ran the event, and I don't know if Jerry made it up or not for that. I can't remember. And, yep, we ran the event, and then I moved to Utah.
Yep. There's a 5-pin missed.
Yep, I wasn't going to talk about it.
No, because the second I saw it go out of his hand, I'm like, that's going to be close. Well, that's a short pattern for you. You know, you miss a little
Oh,
bit in,
boy.
and it just somebody kicks it halfway down there.
I'm gonna tell you right now, personally, I hate short patterns.
I loved them.
I hate them with a passion.
I made probably half the money I ever made in my career on the 2 years of short oil in 90, 91, 92.
Give me as much oil as possible and as long as possible so I can just throw it like a turtle down the lane.
Well, and the thing is, like that we saw this morning and we're seeing now, you're not seeing everybody throwing it all over the place, at least not intentionally. They're all where they should be from what you see. They know what to do on a short pattern, and it's just tweaking it with ball or ball surface or a little bit of angle or trajectory to get it to that spot. But you have to be, your break point has to be out. And if it's in early, like right now, the first 2-3 games, it'll go sideways on you if you miss considerably left. If you miss a little left, it'll wobble on you.
Yeah, at 37 feet, the rule of 31 comes into play, which means it needs to be around the 6th board at 37 feet.
Yeah, you know, there medium patterns and longer patterns, there's a lot of, you know, ways to skin the cat, but shorter patterns, they're kind of one-dimensional as far as everybody has to get the ball to the same spot, or at least close to that.
I'm an animal lover, Eric, so I'd appreciate it if you'd say there's several ways to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, moving forward, if you don't mind.
Okay, yep. Don't know what that is, but I'll play along. Yep. The mere mention of skinning the cat.
Yep. You did it again. That's
I did.
Party foul number 2.
Shoot, I'm going to be fired.
Yep. Out.
I was working with a lot of my guys that first game. I didn't pay attention to the overall scoring. Did it look like there were the plethora of decent games like there was on A squad, Mike?
No, not quite as high.
That
high.
was just kind of the instinct that I had, but again, I didn't pay enough attention to confirm that, really.
With the pattern being applied multiple times, I firmly believe that there's a little bit more friction in the front part of the lane now.
Yeah, and probably a little less friction where you need it at the back part of the lane. You kind of got to make your own a little bit as the day goes on.
Yeah. If it was me, I'd be in urethane, probably out around the 7th or 8th board at the arrows and going a little left or right with it and taking my chances.
And if it was me, when I used to bowl competitively, I would have been out there on 2 or 3 at my 19 mile an hour, just kind of firing it. Michael Kickmall was doing that last night, and he bowled pretty good. But not everybody has that speed in their bag.
So scores after game 1, Zach Andreessen bowled 282.
Oh, boy. There
Am
we
I
go.
reading that correct?
The proverbial 282.
How do you bowl 282? I mean, I know some ways.
Lots of strikes. And one really bad count.
Must have had a horrific fill ball or something.
Yeah. Or it was 5-2 or, you know.
Dawson Peterson bowled 278. Logan Williams had 258. Kyle Rosenberg had 256. Dakota Solanka had 248. Jackson Satterley had 246 along with Ryan Powers.
Yep.
Travis Anderson had 237. Carson Reed and Zach Grime both had 230. Brody Green had 228. Johnny Davis had 225. Brandon Mooney had 224. Barnwell and Stewart both had 222. Craig Keith had 221. Sarah Smith had 216 along with Jace Goodell. 30 players even or better after the first game.
And after on A squad after the first game, the scoring 10th place was plus 31, and it's
plus
not
30.
that much difference.
No,
so,
very similar.
Yeah. So
it seemed lower to me, but evidently the proof is in the pudding. And these scores are available, folks. You click the standings link above our chat room, and that'll get you the scores. You'll be able to see how everybody's doing. Jake Ginn says hello to you.
Hi, Jake. Yep, Jake's in St. Louis.
This tournament is in Dubuque, Iowa at Cherry Lanes. How far are we from the Field of Dreams? I feel like we're kind of
within an hour. Within an hour, yeah. It's in Dyersville. Yep. We're pretty close.
We're 20 miles away.
Yep.
34 minutes away.
Yep.
I'm going to go there in the break and see if I can hear some ghosts in the corner.
I'm kind of ashamed. I've lived in Iowa my whole life, and I've never been to Field of Dreams.
You've
and that
never gone?
No, and that movie is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. Yep.
People travel from all over the world to go there.
I know. Well, he's built it, but I haven't come there.
That's right.
So,
That's true. People will come, Ray.
yes. Yep.
To a little place in Iowa.
That's got to push. Yeah. You know what we say when we're begging for it to push, it's usually too late.
It is. Almost every time.
Yes. Mike, I say that every time I get in the booth with you. I said, part of the fun of bowling, being a part of these, is trying to guess what that magical cut number is going to be, isn't it?
It is. I haven't done a very thorough analysis of everything here, but you know, my gut tells me that 79 number is safe.
Well, here's what I think. Before the tournament started this morning, now I was here for the sweeper last night, but before the tournament started this morning, I don't even remember who it was. Somebody came up, and one of my guys came up and said, what do you think the number is going to be? Well, it's not hard to project it, because last year on the same pattern, now you know what that means, you know. You'd think it'd be close, but it might not necessarily be close. It was in the high 30s or low 40s last year, I think, for the cut. And I said plus 45. Well, I got two of my guys right now at plus 44, tied for 20th, and I think they're both in the game at plus 44.
You do?
I do. Now, if I was a betting man and somebody made me bet $50, do I think those 44s are enough? I'd take no. But they're in the game. And we'll have a lot better idea after this squad, you know, halfway through this squad even, to see how they're getting them, you know. But I think you know, there's a big gap on A squad, I believe, from 79, and then it dropped all the way to 50. So it could end up being somewhere, like you said, 79. It could end up being somewhere in that margin there too. So.
Yeah. I'm liking 79 being safe. I can't tell you anything else is safe as of yet.
I'd feel really good with that 79. Yeah. But we've seen crazy things happen over the years.
No doubt.
You never know what's going to happen. That seems to be one of the hot topics over the last 3-4 years, especially with the pros, is squad equity.
Yep.
And all you can do is hope it's similar from one squad to the next, but it doesn't always work that way. If you bowl long enough, sometimes you're going to be on the good end, and sometimes not so much. This seems, you know, on a short pattern, you know, the odds of it playing similar, I feel, are greater than on like a medium or a long, but that's also because people play mediums and longs so differently. But this squad, A squad was loaded. This squad is loaded, you know. So many good bowlers on this squad. What did Brendan bowl the first game, Mike? Do you have that? I didn't see what he finished with.
213.
I thought he had 210, but I wasn't sure if I got the right score or not. Uh-oh. That was left off his hand.
What I'm noticing here is you're getting a lot of hook in the first third of the lane. A lot of hook in the first third of the lane. This is one of those situations where the way my ball rolls, I like to loft it over it.
Well, and if you remember, I think it was 2015 was the last year we had sort of a medium-ish pattern on for this tournament. And I remember that year very well because it's not the issue on Saturday when they're bowling 6 games.
Yep, Sunday.
But on Sunday when they bowl 12, if you don't force everybody right to stay right as long as possible, they're going to get left early. and they were lofting the caps that year like halfway through Sunday.
Yep.
They
That's
actually
your Matt
knocked,
Gasson one.
yeah, and they knocked some panels loose. I mean, another thing, we're sitting on the second floor above a casino, so you're already going to get a little more bounce through the front part of the lane because of that.
Yep.
So Hookie vowed to, we're not going to do that anymore. So ever since then, we've been with a variety of patterns specifically designed so that Sunday didn't become a loft-a-thon. And so far it hasn't over the years, I mean, yeah, late in the day on Sunday, guys will be getting a little left, but you're not going to see any lofting, Or at least let me rephrase that. You shouldn't. Can't guarantee you won't, but you shouldn't. So Kyle Rosenberg up on lane 11 here. He just graduated from Mount Mercy, and he just told me, because I asked him, he's from California, and I asked him when he was checking in. I saw he was on the roster, but I'm like, he's already been there for 5 years. And I said, Kyle, did you fly back just for this? And he said, no, he's going to the University of Iowa now to get his doctorate degree. So he's still living in the Midwest, so we'll still see him at all the big tournaments.
This guy loves school, doesn't he?
Yeah. Jennifer Maurerman here on lane 12. Her mom, Patty, runs the Illinois scholarship tournaments and has for many years. Volunteers at Junior Gold every year. She's well known in the bowling community. And Jennifer runs tournaments in the Peoria area, I believe.
Very nice.
On lane 10, Jace Goodell, he's from Minnesota. Jennifer's all decked out in her Chicago Cubs apparel there.
Yep.
We won't have to wonder which team she's rooting for. Kenzie Yulee in there, standout bowler at Mount Mercy. Very good player. Tyler Turnow that just bowled on lane 11. Brendan Ceramic here, he bowled for me. He graduated in 2018. He got the last check in the sweeper last night. Plus 67 was the cash number for 5 games.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. I have already seen a few guys here. We're in halfway through game 2, Mike, and Kenny, you just touched on this a minute ago. I've already seen some guys make just a smidge move in here, because like you just said, you're seeing a lot of hook in the front part of the lane, and they're trying to give it away a little bit to combat that.
The problem is as you start moving left, you're going to find the same amount of friction. You're still going to go high.
Yeah. On short patterns, when you start moving left, there's not enough carry down for the ball to push. It's going to hook the same distance down the lane as it did when you went high the last time.
Except you're more parallel, or you're closer to the head pin. Right? Like left to right, you're closer to the head pin.
You're already overlined. Yeah.
It's almost like you need to almost move right.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've told my guys. I said, if they tighten up, or if they hook, make a ball change. If they tighten up, move right.
Yeah.
Sounds easy, but I know it's not. And what we saw this morning, and this is what you get into on shorter patterns, is, the cut number did not go up very much at all the last 3 games. And that's because as more and more people were getting out of urethane, that made the pairs play very different based on how much urethane was thrown on each of the pairs throughout the day. What I also saw on A squad is now one thing I did notice, Mike, is the first game there were some nice games on the low 3 pair, But this morning, the last couple games on I think on the low 3 pair, you could count for those 24 games, the last 2 games on 5 through 10, you could count the number of 200 games on one hand. Those pairs got really tricky.
Really tough, huh?
Yeah, yeah. And the minute you try to make logic about this crazy sport, makes you realize you don't know anything.
True.
Which is why most of us that have been around the sport for a long time have lost half our marbles. So, but we keep coming back. As my mom used to say, we're gluttons for punishment.
True. Brad Miller has gone to reactive.
Well, I just talked to him a little bit before I got in the booth, Mike, and he said he had a 180.
Yep, he missed the 10
game.
pin in the 10th frame.
I saw he had 9 out, and I was talking to him a little bit, and he said he drove in this morning. He said he's just still a little stiff. He hasn't loosened up, and I said it'll get better, you know. Hopefully. Oh, Jackson Satterley just barely clipped the 610.
We'll take a peek at the scores over there, and we'll invert our stream here.
Yeah, see how Brad's doing over there.
McKenzie here with a nice game.
Yeah, she's got a potential 269 going in the 10th. And I think she bowled okay the first game, too. I think she bowled all right. Yeah. There's everybody's favorite spare, the 3-6-10, which was just chopped.
She had 182 the first game.
Okay. Well, this is going to help her a lot then.
Yep, a lot.
And she just struck in the first ball in the 10th.
I'm just going to give you the scores. I'm just going to bury them under my computer.
And you already read them out, so
I did,
the people at home know the standing. So, and like you said, they can see it online. So, Lucas Hersrud, one of my bowlers, he won the sweeper last night. He started with a 191. So not last night. I think he started with 250. So.
McKenzie.
Here's another good shot. Yeah. She's getting the ball where she needs to. She's got that soft speed, and it's reacting really good for her, boy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You get built-in entry angle the further right you are.
Yeah.
Because your ball's legitimately...
It's going right to left.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And physics itself tells you you're going to get a higher carry percentage. When a low rev rate player like her, when everything chases in, she's going to lose a lot of carry.
Her ball is late when it gets there, and she doesn't send the messengers like the high rev players, right?
But where she's at right now, she has a legitimate chance to have a strike percentage that's near the top of the field.
Yep. And we've kind of talked about that over the years. The patterns where you can play right, you know, your lower rev players and your women that the majority of them, I'm not saying all of them, some of the best bowlers in the world have a heck of a lot higher rev rate than I ever had. But typically, a lot of your women, a lot of your seniors lose rev rate. But if you allow them to play right, they can still compete, which is what I love about this tournament. You know, coming in here, you can play right. And it's kind of unusual, you know, that a tournament would put out the same pattern that it had last year. But last year was pretty fair, I thought.
Yeah, 2 years in a row they've used the same pattern. This is the third year now in a row.
Yes, yes. And I think the scores from A Squad will show that variety of styles and righties, lefties, two-hander, you know. There was no way that you had to throw it to compete. You could do your thing, and if you were executing, you could score on this.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Brendan's in significantly further than he was last night. He's bowling well, so. Robert Vader's got a nice game going over there.
We'll keep you guys updated on the Brad Miller score. I know we had a question in the chat on that. Brad's out walking around right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one is which one he is up there. Yeah, Dakota Solanka, the defending champion, got off to a nice start. Game 1 with a 2:48. That was a good start. He was right in front of us here. He was on live stream game 1.
Yep.
And and this game does not look as good though.
Brad can strike out for 236. He'll be up in the 10th frame.
Yep. Mike, these days for you are about as long a days as there could be, aren't they?
Yeah, only 6 game blocks here, though.
Yeah. At the Ebonite, 7 game blocks, and so the squads take a lot longer to bowl.
Yep, especially sometimes when they're really brutal.
Yes. Yeah, we've seen the the Ebonites where we've had cuts of 70 under there before. Although Jeff Riggles was just showing me the scores from the New Mexico Open, and they look almost impossible there.
That's true.
Kenzie Julian finished with a really nice 267. She beat that pair by 64 pins. She was the high by 64 pins on that pair.
Finish up over here.
That's a hard finish there. Robert Vader had 255 going into the 10th. Obviously lined up on that pair. He hit the pocket 9 out of his first 10. He gets up, leaves a 6-10, and chops it. And how quickly that 250 becomes 223. And those are so hard when you're lined up because that's when you got to get your score. Got to finish that out. I know that's easy for me to sit here in the booth and say.
Good to see you as well, Eric Kent.
He bowled this morning.
He did.
Yep. Lucas Finley here from Colorado. Looks like he's struggling just a little bit this game. We've still got a chance to shoot 200 even. Big finish out of Jace Cadell trying to throw the back 5 to get 212 here. And Powers had 6 back. And they're trying to shoot 248 this game. Another bowl, they bowl everywhere. Bowls all over the place. He's just in Springfield past weekend. Now he's here. So many of these guys you see all over the place.
Yes, we do.
That's how you get better as you go compete. Brandon, he was everybody's favorite. Oh, and the 6-pin sitting way in on that. Oh, he made it anyway. That fair's hard enough. That fair's hard enough when the 6 and 10 are separated by a little bit. Especially on a short batter.
Sound problems, they're saying.
Oh.
Well, let's try a few different things here. Audio is like skipping. Let's try this. Okay, everybody, let me know if this is better. Let me know if this is better. I'm only using my sound, only my channel right now. Let me know if this is better. I hope we can't run about 20-second delay, so let me know if this is any better, everybody. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, says no. It is not better. Okay? I'm going to try something completely different. Okay, everybody, let me know if this is better. Let me know if this is working better now. Let me know. Weirdest thing, I haven't changed anything up here, so it just randomly started doing it. So this is better right now? Okay. All right. So all I did was just shut down my software and booted it back up. I'm bringing in the ambient audio now, and I just want to make sure everything still sounds better. I just made a change, and I want to know that this works okay. Everything good right now? I told you, I ordered a new soundboard, but I think this was a software switching program issue. So now I'm going to bring in Eric. Should be good now, Eric.
Okay. I'm glad you know what you're doing, Mike, because I don't know what any of this is. I have trouble screwing a light bulb in without help. I know nothing about technology, and anybody that knows me is shaking their head right now agreeing.
And this is the exact reason why a chat room is so important and why the audience is really the star of the show.
Yep.
Wonderful.
They have to tell you what's good and not good, yeah.
Yeah, I changed nothing up here. Eric can attest to that. I did nothing different. Just sometimes.
It just went out. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Coming to an end here of game 2, getting ready to roll into game number 3. Eric and Mike here with you on the call. Of course, Jimmy's trying to be a comedian. It's bad again with Eric, he says. Just kidding, it's good.
Who said that? They know what they're talking
Jimmy
about.
Harlock.
Oh, yeah.
And here, just, just got to be that guy.
He's from Clinton. Yep. I think Brad finished with 215 down there, Mike.
Okay.
9 spare strike in the 10th. So it did get better. One of our 900 shooters right here in front of us this game, Brady Stearns. What are we at, Mike? Are we at 40 yet? Sanctioned 900s. We're really close, aren't we? You and I just got a case of deja vu, like you and I talked about that before in another broadcast.
I think we did.
Did you just get deja vu like I did? For some reason, I just saw Brady and I mentioned it, but I think we've talked about that. And I think you looked it up, and it was like 38 or 39. And he owns one of them. This pair in front of us, this game, 11 and 12, did not look all that friendly. But I also see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missed singles up there on the board. And that on anything, those don't help your score. It's hard when you're bowling 60 frames to overcome 5 or 6 missed spares, unless you really got your strike ball working. If you're throwing 7 or 8 in a row every game, who cares what the other 1 or 2 are? But we all know that doesn't happen every game. Jerry Mars up here on lane 10. He's a former winner of this event, Mike.
Yes, he is.
I think he won it in 2020, I believe. 2019 or 2020 he won it.
I don't know much about Mike Kickmull here.
He went to St. Francis. He graduated 4 years ago. Pretty good collegiate bowler. Yeah.
What did he bowl game one?
I happened to look, and he had a 199.
Okay.
I didn't see what he had game two.
He's at 392, so.
Another 190.
I watched him throw his first shot, and I think he's doing the right thing.
He bowled pretty good in the sweeper last night. He was throwing it very hard, right up 2 or 3.
Yeah.
At the pocket.
I just saw him throw a shot, and I'm like, that's kind of what you need to do.
That's the old short pattern, how you play him.
Yeah.
Keeps him out of trouble. He knows maybe he goes a little high, maybe he goes a little light, but he's going to be in play on almost every shot. And typically, a little extra speed on a short pattern does not hurt because there's plenty of friction to hook it for you. Whereas on a longer pattern or a higher volume pattern, guys like myself that with high speed, it's easy to throw it right through it. It doesn't want to see it.
Oh, I really like what he's doing.
See, I see Brady Stearns and Jerry Mars, both very good players, and they have moved in a little bit. We did not see much of that on A squad. So you may have been on to something, Mike, that maybe B squad had a little bit earlier hook than A squad did, or a little bit more hook than A squad did. All of this is conjecture because you and I aren't throwing a single shot all weekend.
Correct. Kickmull's getting up to bowl here in his Chicago Bulls jersey looking thing here.
Looking thing.
Yeah. He's got 23 on the socks. So, I mean, this is all
He's
Jordan
Chicago.
all day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really get the 99, though, on the jersey. Why wouldn't we just go flat out 23 here? He's got 23 on his socks and 99 on the jersey.
That should say 45 for Jordan's other number.
Yeah, it's just right now we got a whole mix match going on. I don't agree with having multiple numbers on your outfits here. But I do, like I said, I do love what he's doing here. He's incorporating a little bit of loft as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Look at how far right he is.
Yep. He's overaligned right because when you're playing there, you're walking left. Yep, that's right there. Right there is it is.
I mean, that's the,
yeah. That's a short pattern. That's a lesson in short pattern play.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I think he's going to bowl like 250 this game.
Well, the last time you and I tried to set the number at plus or minus, we both said 240, and I don't know if the bowler even shot 180. That was in Waterloo, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I think he's going to do it.
I would agree with you, Mike. I see a good game coming this game, especially after a couple of 190s. He's due. And doesn't it make you wonder? You kind of watch where he's playing and how he's playing him. How he shot 190, but that's
right.
bowling.
It is.
He was probably in the same part of the lane, just not executing as well. Because I highly doubt he was playing something totally different than what he's playing now.
Right.
And who knows? You can shoot 190 and throw it pretty good. It's easy to do that. This group on 12, they're all from Minnesota. They're all very good friends. We've got Dawson Peterson. He's going to be a freshman at Wisconsin Whitewater. Lucas Hersrud, who will be a sophomore at St. Ambrose. And you've got Zach Andreessen, who is going to be a sophomore at Mount Mercy. And he was the collegiate freshman of the year last year. Had a phenomenal freshman season for Andy at Mount Mercy and Cassidy. Lucas is up. Lucas Herford up on lane 11. Won a nice $500 prize last night, winning the sweeper. Gets the weekend off started nice.
You're number 2, by the way.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Yep. It's My bad. I should have told you.
Scores are just in.
Yeah, Zach Andreessen plus 149.
Oh, wow.
Dawson Peterson plus 125. Johnny Davis plus 102. Logan Williams 99. Ryan Powers 94. Dave Dittlinger 70. Sarah Smith at plus 56. Zach Grime at plus 53. Mackenzie Olean plus 49. Brendan Stramick plus 47. Justin Stewart plus 46. Brody Green plus 42. Billy Hibbert plus 38. William Young plus 36 along with Dan Mazzaro. Kyle Rosenberg at 29. Same with Lucas Hersrud. Jackson Setterly and Tommy Barnwell are both at 28. Jace Goodell in 20th at plus 27. Those are some scores. All of them are available over on the link I got.
And I like looking at my little sheet here with A Squad, and it's fallen right in line with that. So, after 2 games, so.
Eric, I'm going to stretch my legs real quick.
Okay.
You hold down the fort.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, hand me that score sheet, Mike, and I can look at it a little bit. I know Zach Andreessen with that 282 first game. He backed it up with a 267 the second game. So you've got 3 guys averaging 250 right now after 2 games. Yeah, I see Dave Dettlinger in 6th at plus 70. Dave's been an exceptional bowler for a long time. I don't want to age him because I know he's not as old as me, but he is still one of the older bowlers in the field. He's bowling very well. Just starting game 3 here. Actually, 13 and 14 is almost halfway through game 3 already. Something is being done with the approach on lane 11. Something is happening here. Somebody in the chat room just asked what was the cut for A squad. Well, the cut is a cumulative cut. All 3 squads combined, but the theoretical cut, because they're cutting to 48, they're paying 52, but cutting to the top 48. So theoretically, if you take 16 off each squad, A squad, the number was 69 for 16th. But the number I don't think is going to be that high because A squad and B squad, on paper anyway, are a little stronger than C squad. So the cut should theoretically again be lower than 69. Stearns up here on lane 13 on the front 5. And he's inside. We didn't see any of that on A squad hardly. At least I didn't. It may have happened somewhere, but I didn't see a lot of that. Brady Gustafson with a nice strike there. Zach Andreessen, another good start to this game. Spare double. Already at 149 over after 2. And Dawson Peterson also on the same pair in second place at 125 after 2. And he's having a little more trouble on this pair. 6, 8, 9, and a split there. Lucas Hershford there with the pile driver straight through the face. Just talked about Brady Stearns having one of the sanctioned 900s, and here he is working on a 300 here. I know he's only halfway. We didn't see, I think 282 that Zach threw in game 1 today. That might be the high game of the tournament. I didn't see anything higher than that on A squad. Front 7. Oh no, that's Dwayne, sorry. Brody Green up here on lane 10, finished runner-up in the sweeper last night. And after 2 games, he's in 12th at plus 42. And he's about even this game. So he's obviously bowling pretty well. 10 pin for Brody there. Half 10. It was a good spare there by Brady. Picket fence on the right. First shot obviously got away from him. Lucas Hershford up here on lane 12 going for a turkey. He's got a double. As I say that, Brady over there has 7 in a row, front 7. 3-bagger for Lucas Hershford. On the same pair with Brady Stearns, Zach Joyner, a nice strike there. Jerry Mars really struggling this game, 82 in the 6th. And he's +6 going into this game. It's pretty hard to go through 6 pairs in a squad like this and not hit one pair that's really going to be perplexing, that you're just going to wonder where it got shipped in out of, and you have to do your best to navigate that, because you're going to have a couple pairs where you really have some good ball reaction and you're throwing it good and you're going to make a score. So therefore, when you're struggling or when you hit a really tricky pair, you have to do your best to minimize the damage, and sometimes that's really easy to say and a lot harder to do. But that's where your best players are really good at navigating that. It's not all about physical prowess. It's about knowing maybe you're on a pair that's just a little tricky, and 180 or 190 is not that bad a score. Instead of changing balls 3 times and making 2 or 3 lane moves and turning that into 150. And again, that's also, if the scoring pace is high, sometimes you have to gamble a little bit more, but if the scoring pace isn't that high, you can kind of play it a little bit more conservative on a rough pair. First strike of the game for Dawson. Dawson Peterson, second place after 2 games at plus 125. And on this pair, this is kind of what I was talking about. We didn't see many scores on 11 and 12 in game 2. And it's kind of carried over here. And Dawson, who's obviously bowling well, averaging 260 after 2 games, and he just got his first strike in the 6th frame. That's what I was just talking about. So many times when you move to a new pair, you don't have to always reinvent the wheel, but you've got to stay alert and sometimes realize every pair is not going to be the same. Brady Stearns has now stretched his string of strikes to the front 8. Lucas Hersford just gets 4 in a row now. Zach Joyner just left the pocket 7-10. Another veteran of Midwest Bowling Circle's Dwayne Kiltz here on lane 13. Actually, I think, yes, he's right in front of us there. Anybody that's been around for a long time sees the familiar footwork out of Dwayne there. Somebody just commented about, we predicted Mike Kickmall would shoot 250, and he's maxed at 233 if he throws the next 4. It's kind of like on the PGA Tour. You hear the analysts there say they haven't missed a putt under 5 feet all week, and you sometimes know what that means, that the next one has no chance. This is the 12th year they've had this tournament. Starting in 2012, it was not held in 2013, but it's been held ever since 2014. This is 11 straight years. This tournament, in the Midwest anyway, kind of kicks off the bowling season. So many of the Midwest best players are here. It's a major on the Greater Iowa Bowling Association Tour. One of the biggest events of the year, one of the best fields, one of the best prize funds. Great sponsors that have helped contribute to a really outstanding tournament prize fund, which is why so many good players are here. And Brady's front 8 was undone by a 7-10 split. Still a good game going here. And Brady, after 2 games, was -1, so another one here. He could use a couple strikes in the 10th to go from +1 to +60 something. spare on lane 11, and that on a short pattern, spares like that are really tricky to play. And he's at plus 145 after 2 games, so he's been throwing nothing but strikes, and he's only 3 out of 7 on this pair. So this pair has really exemplified the last 2 games that this is not one of the higher scoring pairs. Now, as soon as I say that, somebody come in the next game and shoot 300 on it. Yep, and there's a strike out of Brady there. And I did not see the shot that he left the 7-10 on. I don't know if it was a good shot. I would imagine it was after having the front 8, but I didn't see it to see if it was late, or chances are it was a little bit, but you pay full price by leaving them both the 7 and the 10. Lucas Hirsrud up on lane 11 on 5 in a row. He needs a good game too, sitting at plus 29. He had a nice comeback after that 190 the first game. I didn't think he was fully confident on that when he let it go. But it was good. 10 in the pit. And it's going to be a 260 something for Brady Stearns here. And I believe, I don't know if that's Zach or Ryan with open 8-bagger going in the 10th. We're going to see very soon who that is. Right in front of us on 13 and 14. I think it's Zach Joyner because he started with a 7-10 in the first frame, I believe is who that is. And no, it's actually Ryan Powers, because Zach had he had his 7-10 in the 8th frame. There's something you don't see. I believe that was the 156 that Dwayne Kiltz just left on the fill ball. Dwayne had a 174. Well, we're almost halfway through B squad. So in other words, qualifying today is almost at the halfway point. 3 squads today. And Michael Kickmall is going to shoot 210 if he strikes on the last shot. Ryan Powers in front of us on 9 in a row. Several years ago, he finished runner-up in the Ebonite in that event. So we're seeing a lot of strikes on the pair on the right, but not so many on the pair on the left, on 11 through 14.
I'm back.
Yeah, and somebody commented, Mike, in the chat room that we black clouded Mike Kickmall saying he was going to shoot 250, and he wound up with 208. So we would...
Yeah,
So
well, he didn't bowl under 200.
Yep.
But 8 times 6 is not enough.
And what that tells me is, since he had 190, 190 the first 2, if you went up and asked him right now, how's he bowling, he'd probably tell you he's not bowling very well.
Right.
Because with the reaction he has, and he bowled pretty good last night, and he's about even right now, he's probably going to tell you he's not making as many good shots as he needs to.
Yep.
But he's fully capable of turning it around the last three.
Ryan Powers, a little 260 game here.
Yes, two of them on that pair. Brady Stearns was undone by a 7-10 in the ninth on the front eight. And here's this pair on the left we were talking about. But there's a couple good games going here. Lucas has a good game going, and Zach has a good game going. So it's not like that pair, everybody's shooting 170 on it.
Well, I appreciate you filling in for me there. I had a chance to have a little walk around.
You needed it, Mike. This, like I said to you a little bit ago, this is a long day for you. And, you know, I've never sat in a booth for, basically you're here from 9 to about, 9 to 9.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's about a 12-hour. I saw you hurriedly stuffing a little bit of lunch in because you got to eat when you get a chance.
Yeah, I made the choice to go to a baseball card shop. That was 8 minutes away.
Really?
Spent 20 minutes in there and then 8 minutes back, and then scarfed down a hot dog and some chips and right back on the air.
Yeah, right. You don't have a lot of downtime. Yep. I didn't know you collected baseball cards.
Yeah, I'm really into it. I buy and sell them.
For a long time? You've been into that? Okay.
6 to 8 years.
Oh, so not all that long.
And when I was a kid, I was really into it.
Oh,
so I took a hiatus.
Okay.
Yeah, I purchase cards and then get them home and clean them up and send them in for grading. And if they grade well, I make a little bit extra. It's more therapeutic than anything. It's a mundane thing to do.
Well, when I was a kid, and in the last 20 years they've made a return, but did you ever? They were before your time, I think, Mike. I'm guessing you've never even heard of them. Have you ever heard of wacky packages?
Yeah, I have heard of them.
I collected those when I was a kid, and then they made a comeback in 2004. In the 70s, they were so popular they outsold baseball cards. That's how popular they were. But I don't collect those as much. I also collected coins for a short time, and now all I collect is bowlers and button-down shirts.
That's it.
Of course, we all used to collect bowling balls, but
got to report you're a little soft on the mic, so I guess you got to move the mic a little bit closer to your mouth again.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
I put it down there again to talk to one of my kids and forgot to move it all the way back up, Mike. Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Once again, the chat room's telling us things like that, though. So, yeah. Unless that was somebody that was listening and heard that.
Just a quick little instant message to me on my Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Jenny.
Oh, all right.
Jen A.
Jen Forrest.
That's right. Three to play after this. Be about 4:45-ish. We'll get started about 5:30.
Yep, I just made the comment, Mike. They're approaching the halfway point in qualifying. 9 games done, 9 to go.
Justin, yes, I do collect football cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, hockey cards.
Really?
Rare, weird sport stuff. I got a couple Katie Ledeckis that I picked up that are at grading right now. I don't keep many for myself. It really is. Every card's, I'll be more than happy to sell it.
It's fun bringing them in and sending them back out, huh?
Yeah, I picked up 4 cards today.
You know, before the internet came out in the mid-90s, it's funny what that's done to hobbies like that, because I had a friend that I worked with years ago. He had 6 Pete Rose rookie cards. And at one time, those cards were appraised at $600 a piece. And then when the internet came around, they were appraised at $200 a piece because, they found out there was more out there than what they realized. But some things work the other way. There's less out there than people realize. But like you were saying, what affects the price or the value of a card is the condition it's in. You got one with no ding corners. Boy, it's going to come out at probably a 9 or a 10, isn't it?
Yeah, centering matters, edges, scratches, all that stuff makes a difference.
Just like coins, the condition of the coin, boy, that's everything. How many dings does it have?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll give you a real look into this.
Oh yeah, here we go. I'm fascinated by this kind of stuff.
Let's see.
See, the listeners, Mike, when they tune into any of your broadcasts, you never know what you might hear.
No, you're right.
It can't be 12 consecutive hours of nothing but bowling.
Not,
or you
not
would have
here.
quit this years ago.
Correct. Just got to find where this thing is.
They're looking at the something on lane 11 again. I don't know what they're looking at over there. We got a whole bunch of brand new bowlers moving into these pairs here.
Okay, so on this break, or this last break, getting ready to go into game 4. These are the 4 cards that I picked up. Okay, there's a Brees Hall Mosaic. There is a Sam Laporta Purple Shock, a Sam Laporta Green Prism, and a Sam Laporta Hollow, Silver Hollow.
So what made you get attracted to these cards?
Okay, so I like Sam Laporta at the tight end position. He was a rookie last year and was the #1 tight end in fantasy. And with all the whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, I think there's a big attention on tight ends. And this kid he's the real deal. And I really like him a lot. And I actually think he's going to end up getting some famous girlfriend at some point because that's kind of trendy right now. So anyway, so I like Laporta a lot long term. And then Brees Hall is just a freak. He should be the 2nd or 3rd best running back this year. And he's in a good market in New York. So...
and are these all mint condition
well,
cards?
so no,
Mike?
those are raw cards. So I gave them the quick gloss over. Centering wise, they look okay. I'll take them home and I'll really look at them with a magnifying glass and take a microfiber cloth to them, check the edges and everything. And if they pass the test, they'll go off to PSA.
To have them graded, yeah.
So I was able to get those 4 cards because I go in and negotiate and talk up what I'm doing here in town and everything, and everybody seems to be pretty nice to me. Yeah. I got those 4 cards for $35 total.
And I can see one has a 20, one has a 10. Is that 15?
15 and 50, yeah.
Oh, so that's 60.
Yeah, so I got them for $35.
Half. Yeah, rough. Not okay, 30, just a little over half of
$35 was the total on that, okay? So if I go over to eBay, and if I look up a Sam Laporta Purple Shock PSA 10, it costs $18 to grade the card. And if I wanted to sell that, the last one sold for $56. Okay, so $56. Now a Sam Laporta Green Prism PSA 10. The pure green sold for like 50 or $60. Okay.
Similar to the other one.
And then the Sam Laporta Optic Hollow PSA 10 sold for
that's a little more.
$60, $55 to $60. So essentially what I'm doing is if those 4 cards were to all 10, they pass my eye test, it's going to sell for about $240, something like that.
And you paid $35 plus $18 a piece for grading, so you paid $100, so you're more than doubling your money.
If they all were 10.
Yes.
If they don't 10, then I'll just sell them raw on eBay for about what I got them for. But I'll go home, really look them over if I think they get a good chance at a 10. Then I also think there's upside in the player as well.
So they could increase in value over time.
Just because I believe the player has long-term potential. So then if I look at that Brees Hall Mosaic Orange Reactive PSA 10, those sell for about $30, $32. So not a whole lot to
Not
be had
compared
there.
to the other three, yeah.
Not a whole lot to be had there, but at the same time, cost dollar average those things out. I got them for about $9 a piece.
Yeah.
So I got about 27 into them, and I like Brees Hall this season. I think his cards will go up to $20 or so. So I'm just nickel and diamond, Eric. It's not a huge ROI.
No, but that's what stock market investors do.
Yeah.
They buy something for 10 and sell it for 20 and get out.
Yep. So
if you made a profit on everything you ever bought in your life, you'd be a millionaire.
Yep.
And like you said, it's kind of fun.
And if you like bowling trading cards, I have them on Inside Bowling. I have a ton of bowling autos and everything on Inside Bowling. So if you'd like to support the stream, pick up some cards. I got lots of bowling cards on Inside Bowling.
Have you been to the shop down at North Rock?
I have.
You could spend all day in there looking.
Yep.
Another kind of store that I'm fascinated with, they have them in Las Vegas, and they have them in other places too, are those, I don't know what they're called, but they have, framed prints and signed autographed jerseys. And I think one of them, they used to be called Field of Dreams.
Yeah. Yep. That was the name. That's
and
the name of that place.
You can wander through those for ages too and just check out all the stuff.
Yep.
I'm not a big autograph person, but a friend of mine got me several years ago an autographed photo of John Wooden that I have, because he was one of my favorite sports people of all time.
Very nice Illusion Sam Laporta just sent to me here.
Is that an autograph
via
card?
DM, yeah, and it's got patch in there too.
Oh yeah, wow. I've seen those. You never saw those until, the last 10 or 20 years, did you?
Yeah. Nope, that's a new thing.
They have movie cards too sometimes where they have an actual piece of a costume in there. And those usually go for a lot more because they're authentic costumes that was used.
They are. Look at this giant move left here.
Yeah, I've seen just Mike in the last half hour. We did not see this on A Squad at all. Did you see this on A?
No.
I didn't
either.
either.
They're hooking. We got Dave Dintlinger here.
Yep.
We got everybody here. What do we got? We've got Brian Tippett with Dave Dintlinger.
Mm-hmm. Darren Bloomquist and Troy Fuller with those two.
The Waterloo connection.
And Darren, he finished second, I think it was in February, to Nate Stubler at the Ebonite.
Yep.
He was second up there. Darren has really become a good player.
He has. And to the left of them is going to be Justin Stewart, Patrick Hovda, Mike Yaw, and Sarah Smith. They'll all be over to the left of them. And then up here, we've got Brody Green, Brooke Green, Mike Kickmel, Jerry Mars, Zach Andreessen, Brady Gustafson, Lucas Hersrud, and Dawson Peterson.
Yeah, you have the two players that are first and second there on the same pair, Zach Andreessen and Dawson Peterson.
I bought a Paul Skeens card at a show for $400, and it got a 10, and I put it on auction the week of the All-Star game. Paul Skeens from the Pirates, and I thought this thing was going to go for a little over $2,000, and it went for $4,800.
And
Eric.
you paid $400 for it?
$418 to get it graded.
That is not nickel and diming.
That's a big score.
Yes.
You don't get big scores all the time.
Nope. But they're fun when they happen, aren't they?
They are. So.
Well, in these card companies, they know what they're doing. Topps is the big one, but there's other ones.
Yeah, Fanatics bought Topps.
I did hear that and totally forgot all about it. Totally forgot about that. That's been a couple years, hasn't it?
It has been a couple years, yep. We got people banging into the
Oh, is it wobbling?
Now. Yeah, well, yeah, it just went a little crazy. Kickmel here, he's all pumped up.
Yeah.
Spare, triple.
Well, he's hovering right around that even mark, so he knows any kind of a back three set here, and he'll be bowling tomorrow.
We're about to have more bowlers here. We got one pair quite a bit behind. They need to get caught up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all these other pairs are in the third, fourth, or fifth frame of game 4. And there's one pair that has not started game 4 yet.
No.
And I don't know what, maybe they had a breakdown. I don't know. We haven't seen one all day. And I don't want to accuse anybody of slow bowling, but I do see Joe over there. So I'm wondering what if something did happen over there.
Yeah.
Or if he's just there to speed them up. No, something did happen over there. The light just went off down there. Yeah, because they've not finished this game.
Did somebody bowl 300 over here?
No. Oh, my God, they did. What did we miss?
240, 300. Who bowled 300 on 7 and 8?
I didn't hear any of it. Who?
I didn't see it either.
On 7 and 8, which means they would be on 11 and 12. Well, that would be, yeah, that would be, well, no, it was on top. It was on the top, wasn't it?
Oh, geez, April's going to be mad at me. Brian Tippett bowled 300.
Well, but Mike, you weren't in the booth for a while. I should have caught that.
Yeah.
But I heard nothing. I heard no clapping. I missed it.
Brian Tippett, 214, 179, 300.
And that was our first 300 of the day.
Wow.
I feel bad about missing that. Yeah, you said that, and I immediately said no. And then immediately looked and I went, yes. Kick them all with.
Oh, yeah, he's feeling it. He's hooking the whole lane.
Mike, all we had to do is say he was playing them right. He was playing them the right way. He was probably never going to be able to move off that.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he moves 2.5 arrows left, and now he's locked in.
Yeah.
Shows you what we know about the sport of bowling.
I mean, he is kind of collapsing out everything right now, though. He is kind of a little high on the pocket, but it's working.
If you go to enough tournaments and see enough tournaments, a lot of stuff, nothing really shocks you. But this is very surprising that this has, people have started moving left, which makes you wonder, okay, if this happens tomorrow in game 4, people start moving in, uh-oh. And what about C-Squad coming up? Yeah, there's something going down there. I see Bob Hockrine, the general manager here, just threw a shot down lane 5. So there is, okay. So yeah, that was not slow bowling down there. They did have some problems down there, it looks like. Which, first time all day. I believe Bob's been the GM here since they opened their doors. They opened in 2008. I just talked to Bob this morning. Well, okay, so that maybe the scoring was a problem because the game is now finished down there and nobody else was bowling because they're over on 9 and 10 now. But the scores were not up there yet. So I think it stopped scoring is what happened.
Could be.
On 5 and 6. Those darn end pairs. Tippett with a half 10 there. So he just shoots 300, and he's 1 out of 5 here to start.
Andy Buelo letting us know that there potentially could have been a couple of not-so-great shots in the 10th frame that carried.
Once again, I feel bad because I didn't see him. I wasn't even aware somebody had the front 9. And I would have thought I would have heard some clapping or something, and I didn't hear anything. So that, of course, will delay the Game 3 standings just a little. Nope, it won't at all. As soon as I say that, out they come.
Zach Andreessen bowled 785, his first 3.
That's a pretty good number there.
Ryan Powers, 762. Dave Dentlinger, 710. Dawson Peterson, 709. Logan Williams, 701. Johnny Davis bowled 699. Brian Tippett 693. Mackenzie Olean 687. Tommy Varnwell 681. Billy Hibbard was 680. Dan Mazzaro 673. Brady Stern 665. 13th, Lucas Hersrud at 661. Jace Goodell 658. Brody Green 657. 653 is Dakota Solanka. Zach Grimes 652. Justin Stewart 650. William Jones 645. Bloomquist at 638. Robert Vader at 632. Brendan Sramick 631. Brad Miller 621. Mike Kickmull, 619. Two players at 618, Sarah Smith and Andrew Blaney. And 16 over Jackson Satterley.
So this morning on A squad, Jake Bedard led after 3 games at plus 112. 16th place was plus 74.
It's plus 53
So
here.
actually the cut number was a little higher.
Yeah.
But it really didn't do a whole lot the last 3 games. So now that we're seeing people moving in, it's going to be interesting to see what happens out there. Would you agree with that, Mike?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, friction usually results in high scores, just in general. The more hook there is on the lane, the higher the scores.
The less you have to work for ball reaction.
Will be, right? But it depends on how much oil is at the break point to be able to get it to come back and carry.
Years ago, you used to always hear people say, well, the good bowlers need oil to bowl. No, good bowlers need friction to bowl. That's where your ball reaction is.
Yep. Dave Dentlinger is just talking on the approach here with Bloomquist. And he's 100 and whatever over.
Dave's always been a pretty freewheeling guy.
Yeah,
and
nice
Darren,
guy.
Darren, everybody likes Darren. He's the same way, down to earth. And I mean, Darren, when he bowled collegiately, his first couple years, he was okay. But, those last 2 or 3 years, he's made a big turn. He's a very good bowler right now.
And we will move over to those guys after these folks are done. These folks are in the 8th frame. Those guys are in just starting the 6th frame, and 9 and 10 are in the 2nd frame.
Like every tournament, scores are all over the place.
Pitt, I'm still involved in backstage bowling, yes. How can I send you a picture of a card? Just send me an email, mike@insidebowling.com. Mike@insidebowling.com. I'll look at your card.
We've got grading service going on right in the middle of a bowling tournament here.
Sure do.
That's what you should do, Mike. Just open a grading service. You sound like you know what you're doing with that kind of stuff. When you said get out the magnifying glass, and you're looking for centering and scratches and dings and corners and I wonder how many people work at those grading services. I bet they have hundreds.
A bunch now.
Yeah.
Didn't used to be that way, but
No.
they grade 1 million cards a month.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, 1 million cards a month.
But they've got that down to a science. They know exactly what they're looking for on every card.
Yeah, but it's still subjective.
It's still some art there more than science.
I found a Joe Montana that was in a CSG company graded slab in a 9 when I was out on the road a couple years ago, and I looked at this thing in this slab, and I'm like, man, that thing looks really nice. And if it's worth about 700 or 800 in that slab, but if I put it in a PSA slab and get a 9, it's worth 2,300. So I brought it home and cracked it out of that slab and sent it to PSA to a grader, and I got an 8. I cracked it out again and sent it again. It got an 8. I cracked it out and sent it again. I think this thing's a 9.
You mean to the same company?
Got an 8. Got
Oh.
an 8 again. Cracked it, sent it one more time, got the 9.
Yeah, so there's a lot of subjectivity there then.
There really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize
But
that.
I knew the card was a 9.
Yep.
I knew it would eventually get a 9.
Of course, the difference I'm guessing to the public eye between an 8 and a 9 or a 9 and a 10 is not a lot, but in value it sure is.
Yeah, it went from being about a $700 card to a $2,400 card.
Wow.
And I had to send it in for $18 4
Each
times.
time. Yeah.
But
Well, for $1,600 difference, you can do that.
But I knew it was a 9.
Yeah, you just waited. I'm going to get that 9 out of it. Yep. All right, well, Brian Tippett's up here on lane 12. He just shot 300, and I believe he said he had a 179 before that, and he's on pace for that again.
Yes, he is.
Well, 5 and 6 does not look as brutal as it did this morning. There's some strikes down there.
A little trip of the 4-pin there on 16. Only one miss up on the board.
Oh, that's Lucas Hershford. Yeah, he left the, I think it was the PBA washout in the second frame. I saw it. Now I can't remember what it was. I think that was a big, ugly washout. But like I said earlier, when you throw an 8-bagger, it might not matter what the other one was. It's going to be a good score.
Brady Gustafson also has a nice game going over there. Still get the 268.
And Brady needs it. He's +9 after 3 games. Oh,
Lucas
did you
carries the
see
whole
that one?
thing. Wow.
You said he tripped a 4. Well, that one he tripped 4 pins.
Wow.
Well, now he'll flush it and leave a stone 8 on the fill ball. Mike, is that preseason football I see on the screen up there?
It sure is.
It won't be long. I think there's some college games that start next weekend, I believe.
I think you're right.
Tournament leader, Zach Andreessen, 785 the first 3. He's up with a chance to strike out for another nice game, a 228 if he can throw all 3 in the 10th. And he's actually got the urethane back out and moved back right. Compared to so many other people we've seen moving in. They're still getting the ball right down lane, but they've moved way in to get it there. And that all stems back to what you said a little bit ago, Mike, when you saw earlier, you saw a lot of hook up front earlier, and they've tried to move left to get away from that.
Yep.
Which on a short pattern, you would think it would hook earlier, but it's game 4 now, so they've pushed it down the lane enough to where they don't have to worry about it hooking instantly.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate the kind words in the chat room here. Look at this.
Made a monster move out there, and Ollie was shooting before 190, 192.0 when we were bragging about how good he threw it, and he was in the right part of the lane, and he says, you guys don't know what you're doing. I'm moving 2.5 arrows left, and now I'm going to shoot the 250 that you were talking about.
Yeah, he moved his feet like 25 left.
Yes. We were just a game late.
Dillinger said Dennis Rodman here has got better moves running them out to the left than I do.
Dennis Rodman. Here he goes.
Look at that.
And another one. Mike, we were simply a game early predicting that 250, weren't we?
I think so.
We knew what we were talking about. We knew he was going to shoot 250. We just didn't know which game.
Yeah, we thought he'd be playing like the between the first, like around the first arrow to do it, though.
He's playing around the fifth arrow to do it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's been impressive, though.
Oh, yeah.
One game off.
Yep. Well, we're a lot more than one game off, Mike.
Yeah, no doubt.
We've been around bowling too long to only be one game off.
That was impressive.
Yes. I don't know if he made a. I didn't see every shot that game, but probably not too many bad shots in that game.
No, I mean, he had a few that went high. I mean, like, you know, pretty high.
He had 3 9 counts and 9 strikes, so he was probably pretty close all game.
Yeah, we'll come back over here now. I got to give credit to the left pair here. They are making up some time. But throwing strikes will do that too.
And they've got 5 and 6 figured out because they are rolling right along here.
Yeah.
So it was just some sort of a temporary, I think it was a scoring problem that was fixed. Knock on wood, maybe I shouldn't say it, but this place rarely has too many problems. Bob and the staff have always done a really good job here.
Little flat 10 for Brian here.
And I think Brady Stearns just shot another big one too. They just think he had another 260 game down there.
Dave Dillinger here, not a good lead for him in a 10th frame, a 410. He's going to go backwards here.
And he was sitting in third at plus 110 going into this game.
Yep.
Well, maybe he'll slide it over there and make it, Mike. We wouldn't bet a lot of money against it, would we? Because Dave's been a pretty good player for a long time.
What's up, Scott? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Scott Merritt. Yep. And that's going to be a 184 for Dave. And again, Brian preceded his 300 to the 179. Mike, what do you think if he gets 9 here? He follows it with 179.
Yeah, probably. Justin Stewart, 9 out, 5-bagger.
Oh.
Nice shot.
Yep, 180. You know, Justin Stewart, I've known, not personally, but I've known of Justin since back in 2003 when he made Junior Team USA. Originally from Michigan, he lives in the Quad Cities now. But Justin, you know, for a big guy, has always had that just classic arm swing. Bloomquist with a strike there, trying to shoot 224 here.
What do you got?
Front 10 for Andrew Blaney down there. And he didn't strike in the 11th. By the time we could get something.
That's a Jennifer Black Cloud there.
Jennifer Engelkist just updated us with Andrew Blaney, front 10, 280. And where was he sitting in the standings? He was plus 18, so that'll jump him way up there. Mike, the unique thing about this tournament, which it's unlike most other tournaments that you're going to see. So you bowl 6 games today, and if you make the cut, you bowl 12 games tomorrow. Plus, with all of the bonus pins available, anyone that makes the cut can win this tournament. The key is you have to get there to have a chance. A lot of volatility in the standings tomorrow after each game. All right, Mike, a lot of them are just finishing up game 4 here. Drew Blaney finished with a 289 that game.
Shake it off.
Yeah. One of the higher, that's probably the second highest game I've seen all day. Brian Tippett's 300 and that 289. Although we didn't see it, but we did hear that Zach Andreessen had that 282.
Yep.
We don't know how he got there, but obviously there was an ugly count involved somewhere there. And it could have only been in one spot, in the 11th. Justin Stewart leaves a 9-pin. Crossing with Michael Yaw from Des Moines here. Converts the spare. Sarah Smith up on a double here. She's had a couple opens this game.
Right now, there is nothing else going on in front of us.
They've kind of hit that lull here, where people moving from the high end to the low end are a little further off the pace than the people that were in front of us, Mike.
Yep.
That happens in tournament bowling. Not everybody's on the same pace, either scoring or time-wise.
How is Brad doing after 3? Miller.
Brad Miller. He is plus 21, so he needs to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to go like 60 over his last 3. When's my next live stream? It's the Nightmare Doubles. If you go to Inside Bowling, Kim's done an excellent job keeping up with this. Go to InsideBowling.com and you click on live events. Actually, no, it's not the Nightmare Doubles. It's the Ebonite Folk Classic.
Well, I knew you were going to be there.
Crying out loud.
Nightmare Doubles in October,
Jeez.
Isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, October, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be at the Ebonite.
Yeah, that's a few weeks away.
You've got to upgrade your standards by then, because usually you have me up there in the booth at the Ebonite. So you need to upgrade your standards there so you get some better people in here with you.
I'm thinking about hiring Bob Costas and sending him instead of me.
You better sell a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Because that won't be cheap.
Bobby's a St. Louis guy. A lot of great broadcasters that come out of St. Louis.
A Hall of Famer, Jack Buck.
Yeah, well,
Harry Carey. A lot of people don't remember that.
Nelson Burton Jr.
Yep.
Joe Buck, Mike Shannon, Tim McCarver.
Where was Chris Schenkel from?
Same town as E.J. Tackett.
Oh, Huntington, Indiana?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Schenkel, Bippus, Indiana, but it's like right there where EJ's from.
Okay. I did not know where Chris Schenkel was from.
Yep, the Hoosier State.
Yep. Mike, this really shows you how good of a broadcaster you are when there is literally sheer emptiness for 8 lanes in front of us.
Yep.
It's kind of like a football or a baseball game when one team's blowing out another one and the broadcasters have to fill the time to keep the audience from leaving.
Sarah Smith with a good shot there. She's using, I think it's a new blue hammer, which is that not urethane cover stock.
And she's got a chance to shoot 227.
Stewart with a strike.
He's got a chance to shoot 246 here.
Yep.
And I always like to look at the score sheet to see how bad they need that game. And Justin is plus 50, so he's doing fine. And Michael missed the 10 pin in the 10th there.
I think Justin Stewart has his own video guy here.
That's his dad, Elwood.
His dad is recording everything.
Yep. Is he recording every frame?
I don't know what's going on, but it looks like it might be the case.
Well, that is the tiniest recorder I have ever seen.
You can see it in the screen here. Like, you can't see the recorder, but you can see his dad.
Elwood's head holding it up, yeah.
He's going to get mad in a second if people keep walking through his shot.
Yes. He's going to turn around and smack somebody.
Boom, there we go.
My son's striking, get out of the way.
One thing I do love about this place is the way they got me set up. I've been able to get the cameras up quite high, so you can really see ball reaction.
Yeah, they got tall ceilings here. And
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
PBA washout for Sarah.
Yeah. I was hoping she'd get the first one at least here.
How fast that 225 can become 190.
I know. I hate that for her right now.
Yes, because she kind of needed it. I think she's bowling okay. She was 18 over, I believe. Yeah.
But 220 here puts her in a nice spot with 2 to play.
Yes, yeah. And now she's, she worked that hard. She had 2 mistakes in the first 5 frames. Looks like 1 split and then a miss. And then she fought back with a 4-bagger, so maybe get the 220 to double her score, and an errant shot leaves the PBA washout. Now she's right back to where she started.
Yep.
Maybe she'll make it. And, oh, darn close. Mike, we have movement in front of us here.
Yeah, it looks like we might have something about to happen.
Yep. Some of my bowlers coming in here, Mike. So Zach Grime up on lane 11 in the first frame. I heard an interesting thing about lane 11 just now, Mike. I don't know if you heard it or not. And I don't know how legitimate it is. And you or I are sitting in here. Maybe I should have been paying a little bit more attention, but he thinks there was a mistake or something that happened when they oiled lane 11.
Really?
And I don't know, again, I haven't paid close enough attention to it. We've seen plenty of good scores on that pair. But we've talked about, we've seen quite a few 170 games too, but I want to see a couple. I'm paying attention to it now big time on lane 11. I'm not going to say he's wrong, but there's been enough good scores over there to think maybe it was just fine.
I mean, it could definitely be sparking more or something. Like,
yeah, there's some friction over there on that lane.
But that could be topography or whatever.
Yeah, based on who's crossed there. I mean, what they were throwing and a variety of factors. But I see Tommy Burns has moved to that lane now. Yeah, that lane, wow. That lane is sparking.
Move over here. Got Emma Wren and Brian Mooney.
And I thought she was going to rip out the 710.
Johnny Davis. Logan Williams, maybe? Or is he just coming over here to hang out?
No, Logan. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't know what pair he's on. We haven't seen him down here, so he ought to be due down here.
Yeah, should be due soon.
Yeah. Tommy Burns just made the 3-9-10, everybody's favorite.
We'll have Yaw, Smith, Hovda, and Justin Stewart over here. And then we got Zach Grime.
Oh, tripped out to 410.
Max Hunter, Kevin Magnuson, Tommy Burns, William Jones, William Young, Raiden Nakagawa, and Dave Jones. Brad making the flip now. He's over on 7 and 8.
So we'll see him again soon, right? In front of us.
Game 6. We'll have him. Yeah.
Logan Williams here.
Brandon Mooney. Brandon, not Brian Mooney. Yes.
Oh, did you say Brian?
I might have.
I didn't hear you. Should have never had that refreshment there, Mike.
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact, I need to go get a water. I try to drink at least a gallon of water a day.
I am bad about water. I need to drink more water, Mike. I do. But I like to drink cold drinks. Everything I drink has to be on ice. And water especially.
I think I'm going to start calling him Brian Mooney, though, just because it's easier to say. I got to go Brandon. It's easier to just go Brandon.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. Brandon. BRB, I'm going to go grab this water real quick.
I got a happy birthday to send out today.
Oh, who you got?
My assistant bowling coach and our head golf coach, Jeff Griebel. It's his birthday today. And
Woot,
he may
woot.
be out there watching.
Woot, woot.
Yep.
Say it's your birthday.
Yep.
It's also gotten colder in here.
Yeah.
Scores after 4. Zach Andreessen plus 193. Ryan Powers 177. Johnny Davis 126. Lucas Hersrud 125. Brady Stearns 123. Andrew Blaney 107. Dawson Peterson 106. Dakota Solanka 101. Tommy Barnwell 99. Dave Dittlinger 94. Justin Stewart 93. Jace Goodell 89. Logan Williams and Billy Hibbert at 84 apiece. Mike Kickmull and Brady Gustafson at 77. That's good for 15th and 16th currently. Tippett's in 17th at 73. Mackenzie Olean is 18th at 72. Schrammick at 60 is 19th. Zach Grime at 52 with Bloomquist are in 20th at 52. If I didn't mention it, Dan Marazzo at plus 50 in 22nd.
Currently 31 bowlers on this squad, even or better. 32, I'm sorry. Oh, Brad Miller is down to +1 now.
+1, huh?
So he needs a good couple games here to find himself bowling tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to need quite a bit.
Yeah. We've seen him do it before. Currently 8 bowlers on this squad plus 100 or more. Zach Rhyme with a nice strike there, working. He had on the end pair in game 3, he informed me he had a Dutch 200. He really doesn't want to have another Dutch 200
No, he
here
doesn't.
because he's at 52, so he'd like to get a little more than that.
Correct.
But he's working on it through 4 frames. Mike, in case you didn't see it, I saw the leave, but I did not see the spare conversion in front of us. Max Hunter has an 8 spare, and hopefully he has a 9 spare. But do you see what those spares have in between them? The dreaded 1 spare.
Yeah.
He picked off the 7 pin.
Yep.
And then converted the spare. And look, I said it and he missed it. Logan Williams has a nice game going over there, spare 4-bagger. He's 84 over after 4.
I'm going to talk to Brad for a second.
Yep. Lane 11. Kevin Magnuson, he's from California. Yeah, they're really struggling here on lane 11 and 12 are really hooking now. Big time hook. Did you get a first-hand report, Mike?
He's just frustrated. Brad is. I just said, hey man, I said the scores are still low. You got a game and a half here left. I said, if you want to try something crazy, I said, there are some guys starting to get score basically throwing it 15 to the gutter.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm trying. He just left a bucket. I said, you gotta go 15 to the gutter, but you gotta have a ball that motors.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have something shapes off it. You can't throw the typical burn ball on this and expect it to react.
No, you got to have a ball that's going to motor for you.
And Zach Grime leaves another half 10 on lane 11. Hopefully he makes it to keep that Dutch 200 going.
Is the last game skip 2?
I believe it's skip 1 each game, I believe.
I thought it was skip 1, skip 2, skip 1, skip 2, skip.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yep, you're right.
So
Because
what would be this one? Skip 1. I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
They just skipped 2, so the last game will be a skip 1.
So Brad's going to go to 11 and 12, which is that hook and lane 11.
Boy. I think he needs to get all the strikes he can here in this game 5.
Yeah, well, he just opened.
Oh, he missed the bucket.
Missed the bucket, yeah.
Yeah, this so far with 15 frames left, it's looking like he might have a short weekend. But I'm not counting him out yet.
No, not at all.
We've seen many tournaments, I'm sure, between you and I, that somebody shoots 290 or 300 the last game to get in.
Yeah, and Brad, what'd you say? He's +1?
+1.
I mean, even if he gets out of this with 2 teams, some way, somehow.
Yeah, it's not like he needs 300. He might need
It's like
240 or 250 the last game to get in.
Yep.
Now, if he doesn't get out of this game, then maybe he needs 270 to get in. See if Zach can keep the Dutch going here. He wants a strike on lane 6. There's so much friction on lane 11, they're throwing it away from the pocket quite a bit, and that's why it's a little late. That looks good. Nope, stone's up. Brad struck there. Yeah, he just does not look like he's having a whole lot of fun down there, does he?
No, he's frustrated.
Yeah, we've all been there. Many times I've been there.
Thank you, Tarzan. Tarzan Speed Runs. Letting us know about the skip procedure. How about another strike there? For Emma. We saw Alexis Nyer come through here and bowl 260 with a game to go right here on 13 and 14. And Emma Wren looking like she's going to try to do the same thing.
Alexis Runk.
Yep.
Alexis Nyer Runk.
Yep. I know. She almost ran down her husband. I think they're 11 pins different.
Yeah, they were fighting back and forth.
117 to 128.
And Will Jones just converted the 2-4-8-10 unconventional way. He bounced something out into the 10 over there.
Brad just threw another strike.
He's working. You're not ever going to see him cave it in, that's for sure. Most of these guys, you fight to the finish. When you bowl a tournament, you fight to the finish.
And if he bowls 230 this game, 34 over with a game to go.
then it's a whole new ball game.
Yeah, bowl 240 the last game.
Yeah. Live to fight another day. Zach Rhyme is pounding the pocket on this pair. Stone 9 to go along with his stone 7. He's left 2 half-10s on the left lane. And you just have to continue to pound the pocket. And hopefully you carry because he's really close.
Brandon Mooney all over the pocket. Missed that makeable.
And Brandon, he's another one. He's minus 15 and he's plus 6 this game, and his margin for error is going down as we speak.
Emma threw the face on that one.
Baby split, 310. Tommy Burns up here has not had a strike on this pair this game. And as soon as I said that, strike. Tommy's at plus 6 with 2 to go.
Tommy used to work on the dock.
He did.
Union's been on strike. He's down on his look for love right now.
Yep. He'll be halfway home soon, though.
He will. And we're just past the halfway mark here. And if Brad Miller can finish this game out, he can bowl 240 the last game and maybe living on a prayer.
Well, right now he is. Brad's about ready to get up here in frame 8 on a double.
Eric, I just thought of something. Magnuson here.
Yes.
His name's on the back of his shirt, and it almost looks like a banner. It almost looks like what your name looks like on a banner.
You're right.
And what I'm wondering is, why hasn't anybody ever designed a jersey with their name straight down the back of their spine, but have it make it look like it's a banner on their shirt?
There you go. Patting that quick. Yep.
You know?
Kevin's from California. This is his first time bowling anything in Iowa, I think. Yep. I actually like that jersey, too.
Yeah, let's go get him an ear of corn.
I like.
Let's get him something.
You can't buy just one. You got to get him a half dozen. Yeah.
I'm going to full screen him here real quick. That's the jersey we're talking about, everybody. That's the one.
I like the font there. It's like a block font.
Yep, Patrick Hovda here is like, you know what, guys? I'm about to throw the front 6. I don't care what anybody says. Looks like he probably needs a game too.
I cannot find him on here.
All right, turn the page over maybe.
I did that and I must have missed him. Oh, I did because he's top. Yeah, he could use a very big game. He's minus 33.
Well,
but guess what?
He bowls 300. He's
All
right
of a
at the
sudden
cut
you're
number.
in the game. Yeah. Zach finally gets the 10 pin to go on lane 11 in the 9th for a double.
Hey, Mark. Mark London in the house.
Yep. Tommy's got 3 in a row there. 2 of the last 3 on the left lane, on lane 11.
Yep, Patrick back up.
Working on the front 6 over there.
He was a little 2-4-5. Brandon's ball was just up the lane too much over here, and he 6'10" is actually kind of a break, I thought, seeing how much it went right off his hand.
Yeah, he's working on 214 with a strike and a spare and a strike here. And that's going to put him in the position to really need a big last game, because that'll put him at -1.
Brandon just airmailed the 6'10".
Oh, my goodness.
Misses it completely in the 10th frame for 200.
Wow.
2 mismakeables cost him 230. That's not good.
No.
That's dirty.
Yeah, that's, now he's going to need a huge string of strikes there the last game to be around tomorrow. Justin Stewart over here struggling this game with 92 in the 6th. A double there.
Where does videographer go? Oh, must be in the back.
Was that not the smallest camera you've ever seen?
It's like a GoPro or something, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
224 for Emma. It's a good game.
Yeah, yep.
Definitely going to take that. Patrick after the open frame, see if he can get back on it here.
Yeah, those left side multiple pin spares on a pattern with a lot of friction, you're going to see a lot of chops on that kind of stuff unless you're throwing plastic. Well, he almost got another shot at it. He
Yep.
tripped the 5 out late. Wow.
Zach Rime getting a little frustrated out there.
Yeah, stone 9.
Nice clean game here, can bowl 207.
Yeah, the only shot he threw that wasn't pretty good was the first frame. The rest were all good, but again, that's the game of bowling, isn't it?
Yep.
Could have just as easily carried a couple of ugly ones and shoot, 240, which we've all done.
What's up, Lonnie, in the chat? How you doing, bud? Brad Miller's got 152 in the 8th with a strike up in the 9th. He's up in the 10th. You'll see his ball go down a lane on 7.
And he struck.
He struck, yeah.
We did not see what he left in the 8th. Did you see, Mike? We missed that, I think.
Yeah, it was like an 8-pin.
Okay. Well, that's going to put him right around the even mark with 1 game to go.
Yeah, he's going to be like, if he strikes out, he's 13 over.
We have seen a fair share, both last night and this morning, our fair share of 250, 260 games on the end to come from nowhere. Maybe he'll have one of those. In any tournament, you see that.
Yep.
If you're in the right frame of mind, I like your chances a lot better than if you're stewing about how bad you bowled the first 5 games.
Raiden here. Nice shot and a ninth. 7 in a row. What's Raiden at in the standings?
He is struggling. He's on the back page. Yeah.
Well, he's not struggling now.
Has he got a good one going up there?
Yeah, letter C on lane 10.
Yeah. He's got 7 in a row.
How bad is it?
Minus 85.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty bad.
Raiden bowls for me. He's from Hawaii. Yeah.
Okay.
Super,
Well, he
super nice kid.
He doesn't give up.
No.
I can tell you that.
No. And if you're a competitor, you don't give up. This game can beat us senseless and it can be pretty cruel on us, but you keep going because you don't know what can happen. And even if you're mathematically out of it, Mike, how many tournaments did you ever bowl in your life that you knew you were mathematically out of it with a game or two to go, but you kept going because you might figure something out that maybe a week or a month or 6 months down the road.
Yep.
I remember doing this up there, and all of a sudden now you do that and it puts you in the finals or a chance to win a tournament. Whereas if the minute you mentally cave in, it's all over. Your learning is over.
Stewart here has a chance for 212. Second shot in the 10th, bottom right of your screen.
That's a big comeback.
It is.
That's tournament bowling when you can turn 92 in the 6th into 212.
Yaw can bowl 219.
Justin Stewart, he was plus 93, so that's going to help him.
Hovda can bowl 244. Sarah Smith 225.
Tommy Burns with a 203. And that's going to put him at plus 9. He's going to be another one of those bowlers, Mike, that's going to need a big finish. And Brad is going to be right in front of us here. We're going to get a front row view of it, Mike.
Yes, he is.
It was 2017. He finished runner-up in this tournament. Mike going down to get the inside scoop again here, or maybe provide some inside scoop. Billy. Raiden, 9 in a row over there. Nakagawa, 9 in a row on a spare open to start this game. Billy Hibbard coming over on this pair, just had a nice 245, so
nice.
He was 84 over going to that, so he's 129 now.
And he's coming over to 11 and 12.
Yep, along with defending champion Dakota Solanka. And Dakota had a 205, which puts him at 106.
Kenny Seymour watching in the chat. What up, Kenny? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well.
Billy Hibbert up in the first frame on this pair. That looks close. Yeah, that was better than close.
Finishing game 5 on the left side of your screen, getting into game 6 on the right side of your screen. Folks, this event wouldn't be possible without our great sponsors, Ebonite, the Dubuque Regional Sports Commission, Diamond Joe Casino, and Cherry Lanes, donating all the lineage this weekend back to the tournament. Also, IAMBowling, where you can save 25% with coupon code GIBA. Also, Brandon Steen and the Steen team with Stride Bank Structure Real Estate. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the 11thframe.com, Jeff Riggle's website. 11thframe.com, a great sponsor, and Quick Trip, Quick Star. And if you want to support what we got going on here, you can head over to Inside Bowling, pick up some merch, save 15% with coupon code YouTube on the merch. 15% at Inside Bowling. We also sell bowling balls, bags, shoes, accessories, everything you need for the upcoming league season. And you can get those items. We'll ship them out same day through the week. 5 different warehouses all throughout the country. You're going to get them very, very quick. So thank you guys for tuning in. Eric and I here on the call with one game to go here. We are now into game number 6 here. B squad qualifying. C squad coming up about 5:30, maybe just a little after.
Yeah. This squad was about maybe 20 or 25 minutes late getting started, so probably a little after 5:30, Mike, I would guess.
Yep.
Which is still not a terribly late night, which means they'll be done by 9:30 or so, 9 to 9:30.
Yep. So here's Brad Miller. We'll do the inversion and we'll go there.
I know he's going to throw his first shot on this left lane, and it's a crossover 5-9.
I told him it was on fire.
I heard you down there. Yep. I just told Billy Hibbert to pay attention over there on lane 11. I asked him if he heard about it, and he said no. And I said, well, you need to.
Brad wants to re-enter. He's banking on being able to re-enter, and I just don't think there's going to be a lot of re-enters available.
Well, we've been in the booth for a couple hours, Mike. I haven't talked with Joe, but last time we both did, it was still sold out. I don't know if there's been any cancellations for C squad yet, since Joe's been, since they've been in there. I don't know.
And there's going to be a whole slew of people wanting to re-bowl, too.
It's going to be a tough one to win that lottery.
Yeah.
Billy's on the hooking lane. Oh, look at that. He's further right than anybody. He moved. Did you see that, Mike?
Yeah.
He actually moved right and played it more like he did on the start. And the ball hooked and stopped right in the pocket to strike. Radin finished had a 10 back. Well, he got 9 on the field ball for a 265 last game. I don't know about you, Mike, but my stomach's growling. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to hit up the Subway downstairs, probably where I'm going.
Somebody earlier today had mentioned that, and I'm like, I haven't had my Subway cookies yet today. Oh, Dakota goes high there. Dakota's sitting at plus 106 with a game left. He ran the ladder last year, Mike. Went through 4 very good opponents to win this event. One of the biggest championships of anybody's career, but of his career, that was one of the biggest wins he's ever had.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Brad strikes on the right lane. What's he going to do on the left lane?
What you going to do when they come for you?
Does he just move like 10 left, 10 to 15 left?
Well, I'm going to put this out there right now, Mike. I don't care where he moves or what ball he throws or where he plays. I'm going to say right now he's not going to go high on the left lane.
Well, here's what I would do if I was Brad on the left lane. I'd grab my IQ 78 and play the left lane just like the right lane.
Yep. Or at least somewhat right, because we just saw what Billy did over there.
I would throw my IQ 78 in the same spot as whatever I'm throwing on the right lane.
Yeah, you might be onto something there, Mike. I couldn't argue with that. There was another ball, looked like right up about 10, and it did not overhook.
Do a complete ball change is what I would do. Just a random ball change.
The hook we're seeing on lane 11 the early friction we're seeing on lane 11 is the guys that have moved in. That's where we're seeing the early friction
Yeah,
over there.
I don't know what it is. It's just there's just insta hook.
Yep.
You know, the other option is you could loft the ball to about the arrows.
And then you'd have Bob down here.
Well, I mean,
There's a great shot out of Dakota.
Ball can't hook in the air.
No, here we go. That's up.
Yeah, Brad needs a game.
I put my reputation on the line saying he wasn't going high here, Mike. I'm going to be thrown out of this booth if this ball hooks.
He's going to throw it hard. Here's what he's going to do. He's moving right, and he's going to throw it hard.
And zip it. Oh, my God, he went high.
Yep, instant hook.
My reputation is gone, Mike.
He went Brooklyn.
Yeah, he did. Yep. That ball didn't really look like it was that far right. Oh, he's up. Yep.
I'd throw that on the next strike ball over there. I really would.
Yeah, you just said that.
I would grab that IQ 78.
Yep. Because it's going to hook and set up. And the scores for Game 5 just came in.
I'm curious to compare this to the last squad with all your sheets you got over there. So Zach Andreessen's now up to plus 228. Brady Stearns at 170. Ryan Powers at 164. Lucas Hersrud is hanging out over here at plus 162. Andrew Blaney fifth at 139. Brody Green on this squad is sixth at 135. At 134 is Dawson Peterson. Billy Hibbert is 8th at 129. Jace Goodell is 9th at 124. Brian Tippett at 116 is 10th. Johnny Davis 11th at 110. Dave Dintlinger at 107 is 12th. Logan Williams is 13th at 106 with Dakota Solanka. Justin Stewart 15th at 105. 16th, Tommy Barnwell, 92. Then you got an 89 in there and 17th at Brady Gustafson. Then it drops to plus 62, Mike Kickmole. And then 19th is Zach Grime at 59. Darren Bloomquist at 56 is 20th. Mackenzie Olean and Brendan Sramick both at 50.
It's similar.
What was 16th after 5?
75.
Here it's 90 or 89.
But there's that 27 pin gap.
Yep.
Well, actually, yeah, after 5 here. So it's not a little bit overall, a little higher on B.
A little bit.
To A, but not terribly. And as you were reading the scores down at the top, it's similar up there, maybe 20 higher in some positions too.
I gotta ask Brad what he's doing on this left lane next. I gotta ask him. So I asked Brad what he's going to do, and his gut instinct is to move left and move 20 left and just loft it. I'm like, well, I told the audience, you either got to move left and loft it, or I said the wild card here is I got this weird feeling if you took your IQ 78 and played the exact same line as you're playing on the right lane, you might have it set perfect in the pocket.
We've seen a lot of guys try to beat the fronts on lane 11, and it still hooks in the middle.
I don't think he likes the IQ 78 play at all.
No, he was trying to fight you on that, wasn't he?
Yeah,
it is not in his hand.
He didn't like that idea.
No.
Well, Brad would rather have fun and move left and loft it and all that stuff anyway.
Well, we're going to see it right here.
Yeah, he's going to incorporate some loft.
He's on about 40 with his feet here.
Let's see what it does.
Yeah, it's just hard to beat the fronts, no matter how deep you are.
The problem is if you get in there and you do that, you still have to really project and extend.
Yeah, because the ball hooks when it hits.
And he short armed that
Yes,
one.
that looks slow and maybe a little short, which still hooked in the same spot.
But
you're
he
trying to sling it through the hook.
But he didn't go Brooklyn, and his last 2 shots were Brooklyn.
So it was a better move.
That was an improvement. That was an improvement.
Yeah, but you had a chance to strike Brooklyn. You're not going to strike on the face.
That's true.
Well,
right.
Not very often. Well, he's got 2 more frames over there to figure this out.
I know. And he's perfect on the right lane.
And Dakota's the same way. Dakota has struck all 3 times on the right lane and 2 spares on the left lane. We're going to see.
We got Barnwell and company that have come in over here on the left lane as well. Barnwell, Steve Taylor, Travis Anderson, Craig Keith.
Yeah, on 9 and 10. Billy just went Brooklyn on the left lane and left the 6-pin. On 11 and 12 here, it's okay if you're trying to grind out a game and make the cut. It's one thing, but when you come to a pair that's kind of different than the others, and you need 240 or 250, that's a tall task. But it's still possible. He can still get to 60 over. He can still get to 70 over. He's got a possible 260 here.
I know.
And I'm not counting him out yet.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Dakota actually went light on that left lane. We haven't seen a lot of that, Mike. But he's sitting in a good position. If he can fill his frames in, he'll be fine. A good shot out of Billy Hibbert. Strike. Will Young threw a shot there that got away from him, Mike, leaving the 1-3-6-8.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tricky conversion.
And that's why I don't like short patterns personally, because I throw about 4 or 5 of those shots a block.
And they're not high percentage spares when you leave that kind of stuff.
No.
Okay, Mike, so we've reached that point here. We've got a little more than half a game left here. I am right now, I don't know about you, but I am very perplexed over what's going to happen on C Squad.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the list of players. Typically what we see here in the Iowa tournaments, and I'm counting, the Fall Classic and the Winter Classic, is not as many people make it off of C.
Almost habitually,
Yep. It's
because
just
most of the good bowlers that you know, they want to come in and make the cut, they'd rather not bowl the C squad and have a little extra time off, especially in this where you're bowling 12 games.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
a lot of C squad bowlers maybe had to work earlier today.
Yes, yes.
You know. Runaway Brooklyn.
Dakota's trying everything he can to maintain his sanity and get out of here with some sort of respectable game. And
Brad is going to throw a knuckleball here. Watch this.
That looks good. Oh, he almost stoned the 9. Even the knuckler almost overhooked on him.
Wow. 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 Knuckleball. Knuckleball.
Yep.
That's the old knuckler.
Yep. Well, he's actually only got 250 on the board left, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, so if he bowls 250, put him at 63.
63, I believe, yeah.
He could make the cut. I mean, it's not out of the question.
Got 3 frames left, and if you're 3 frames left with a chance to get to 63, you're still in the tournament.
What's the dead number? What's the number from earlier today? What's that cutoff number?
79 to 50 was the big gap, I think. Yeah, I don't have the final standings with me after A squad. But I think it was 75. Yes, 16th was 75 after A squad. So 16th after B squad is 92.
And then Brad Plack 10's on the right lane.
That might be the end of it.
Yeah, that's the end of his run here. He's gonna pray for a little re-entry.
Hope his name is drawn. If there's a spot, there may not be any. Yep. Billy went high and left the 4-6 over there.
He says he's hit a lot of the pocket going through the rest of the house in his games. He just hasn't been able to knock them down.
And we all know that's part of bowling. I mean, Brad is a highly skilled bowler, a very, very good player, and we all know that's part of bowling, is you can feel like you bowled okay and just couldn't knock 10 pins down. And that's the thing. You give a player like Brad Miller another shot, and I like his chances at figuring things out.
Well, yeah. But I don't know if he's going to get a chance. He's got to win a little lottery if that's even going to happen.
A lot of luck gets involved. Did you talk to Joe? Do we know if there's an opening?
No, I think I'm gonna go find out.
Okay,
real quick. I think that's
get
good information to pass along.
Yes.
Is this ball going to stay on the right side of the head pin? Oh, it rolled out.
We buried it. We're going to have the information to see if there's an opening for C squad. I think it's about a 50-50 proposition whether there's an opening or not. Last time I heard it was completely sold out, but that was probably 2.5 hours ago. There could have been a traffic problem or an emergency. You know, you hope everybody can get here, but if there is, then there'll be a drawing to see who gets a spot if there is an opening among the, unless there's somebody in the house that has not bowled that wants to enter, they would get preference for that spot. If there's nobody that wants that spot that hasn't previously bowled, then there will be a lottery between those bowlers off A and B squad that want to re-enter the tournament. And like Mike said, I would assume that would be a lengthy list, as it usually is. It's not uncommon to see 10 to 15 names in the redraw, the pool. do we have any
What was
openings?
everybody just clapping about?
I don't know. Zach
Somebody
Ryan-
making a run here or something?
Zach's over there fighting. He's plus 58. And he came up and asked me if he should move to plastic and play the gutter. And I said, be patient and keep making good shots.
So here's what I know. There are 5 people that have not checked in for tonight's block.
And
One
which
of them is prepaid.
Okay.
There's no reason to believe that they're not all going to show up, in Joe's opinion.
And we've not had any official cancellation. So as of now,
No.
the tournament's sold out as
And
far
there's
as
no
entries.
re-entries as of right now.
Yes.
No re-entries.
And technically, you know, those bowlers, you know, they don't have till 5 o'clock to be here. They have until the squad starts to be here, which
Right.
is going to be late. So we won't know for an extended period of time
Exactly.
if there are openings or not.
Correct. Brad struck on the left lane. Did you see the shot?
Oh, shoot, I missed it.
I didn't know if he flushed it or not.
Yeah. I didn't see it. Boy, I got so caught up in this possibility of having a lottery to see if there's any re-entries, I missed his shot.
He's really a missed bucket and a
Oh.
plaque 10 away from making the cut.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, but
Just from what we've seen in the last
how
2
many
games.
tournaments did you bowl in your life, Mike, where you felt like 2 shots was the difference between
Oh, yeah.
making it and missing it?
All
you
the
know?
time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Did you see that ball
Yes.
hook stop and trip the 410?
Yeah, pretty crazy.
This is a really good game on that pair being bowled right here.
Watch it again real quick.
Yeah, here we go. Hook. Roll out. 410. Trip. Zach Rhyme is up right now on a 3-bagger.
Brad has done so well on this right lane.
Struck every time, I think. Oh, and Zach got a little pumped up and threw it and left a 2-pin. 58. Can get to 74 and whoa. Ooh,
Holy cow.
that's another ball I got away from him. Holy smokes. Another,
Oh, my gosh.
Another hook stop, stone 8.
Oh, man.
Stone.
How's he getting that ball to just stop like
yeah,
that?
Yeah, it's, he's right of where the other guys are playing a little bit. That's
But, like,
why.
how does that ball just not
yeah,
hook?
Yeah. Like I said, the guys on lane 11 that have had problems getting it down the lane are left of that. He's just shoving it up the lane over there, and it's hooking, and then it's done. You know? He tripped the 410 and paid right back for it with a stone 8. Which he said, I don't want that one. He'll sail into the cut easily.
Christopher Cross.
So, yes. So he will be sailing into the cut. Yeah. That ball rode like the wind. Oh, no, that was Patrick Swayze. What am I thinking?
Oh, yeah. He's like the wind through my tree.
Yes. But, yeah, the defending champion will be a part of the field tomorrow. Plus 129 he finished.
So Barnwell's up. Let's check in on the scores next door. Nice shot.
It's got a shot.
William Jones can get to 258.
And he is at 33.
Yeah.
So it looks like he is bowling his way into tomorrow.
Yes, he is. Raiden, a couple of
bowled pretty
good
good the last two games.
Yeah, he did. He figured it out.
He has got all his minus pins back those last 2 games.
Yeah.
So Will Jones going to shoot a 247 here, it looks like, with the spare.
How about Tommy Burns?
Yeah, he's gonna be a little short.
I think it's
Tommy
still-
was +9 heading into this game.
Yeah,
That he can get to
231,
40. Yeah. But he opened in the 9th there. If he strikes there, that's 37 pins right there.
Brad finishes 42 over.
Like you said, I was only 1 or 2 shots away. You know?
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, he was
Yeah.
that bucket that he missed, and then if he'd have figured out lane 11 a frame or two sooner,
Who knows?
I mean, he
Yeah.
knew that lane was on fire. I told him. He knew it. He heard that anyway.
Yeah. They're already re-oiling, so
Yeah,
they've got the oiler moving this way. They're trying to gain some time down there, Mike.
they are. Doing a good job of it, too. The next shift is supposed to be full, yes.
We are in the closing frame, I think, of this entire squad, Mike. We got 3 pairs bowling, 4 pairs, and they're in the 10th frame.
Yep, this is going to be
So
it.
they made all that time up with the problem they had down there on 5 and 6. They got right back on track.
Yep, and as we come to a close, Eric, I want to thank you for being here with me and bringing the action during this squad. Always nice to have you sit here. You know the players so well and do such a great job up here. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me, Mike. I enjoy being with you, and you know your stuff, and you do a lot for the game, and you love doing what you do, and it always adds something extra at these big events when they're being live streamed so people can watch them that can't be here.
Yep. And once again, we want to thank our sponsors making this whole thing possible here. It's the 12th edition of the 11thframe.com Open, presented by Jeff Riggles, of course. Cherry Lanes here in Dubuque, Iowa. Bob Hochran, general manager here at the center inside the Diamond Joe Casino. We want to thank Ebonite, the Brunswick family of brands. If you're considering a new bowling ball purchase, check out Ebonite. Also check out the Dubuque Regional Sports Commission. They're doing a lot for this event. They're bringing in a lot of money, over $4,000 added total with these sponsors. The Diamond Joe and Cherry Lanes are donating all the lineage here this weekend. I want to give a shout out to IAMBowling. You can save 25% off your jerseys with GIBA as a coupon code over there. I want to thank Brandon Steen, the Steen team with Stride Bank Structure Real Estate, and also the 11thframe.com. Of course, make sure you subscribe over there. And when you're picking up your gas in and out of town, make sure you go to Quick Trip and Quick Star. And of course, here at Inside Bowling, you can subscribe to our channel. We certainly do appreciate it. And also, you can shop for some merch over at InsideBowling.com. You save 15% with coupon code YouTube. That's coupon code YouTube. So that's about going to finish it up here, Eric. Again, thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Maybe we'll see you a little bit later on tonight
Yes,
as well when we're getting
I'll
down
be
a
here,
cut
yep.
number.
Yep.
Appreciate your help in that as always.
All right, Mike. Get a little mini break here.
That's right. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
That's Eric Littig, everybody. And with that, that's going to conclude our coverage here for B Squad qualifying. We got C Squad coming up tonight. We anticipate in about 40 minutes. We'll have the C Squad for you. 6 games this evening. All pins carry over. All squads combined. We're cutting down to 48. We have 156 total players in the field. We may have a re-entry available, but we won't know until right up until the last minute. But the squad is full, and there is only 5 people left to check in as of 10 minutes ago. We should have a full field here this evening, but you never know. We may see some re-entries. Brad Miller, I know, is hoping for that on his side of things. Steve Taylor going to finish things out for us. 195 for Taylor, and that's going to do it here for B Squad. Again, everybody, really appreciate you tuning in. The only place you can get the 11thframe.com open is right here on Inside Bowling. It's been a hoot. Thanks for interacting with us throughout the broadcast, and I can't wait to see you guys here tonight as we cut down to the top 48 for tomorrow. 52 is going to cash here in the 2024 11thframe.com open from Cherry Lanes here inside the Diamond Joe Casino in Dubuque. My name is Mike Flanagan signing off for now. We'll see you later on tonight, everybody.